What?
Now it's streaming to my page.
Oh, I appreciate it, Talk Man. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Now your people will come see me. Hell yeah.
Well, I don't. I don't do this for likes or money or nothing like that. I just do it so, like, those that come after me will see what I was doing or
Yeah.
talking about or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I try to keep the shit talk to a minimum, me personally. I just try to keep it to a minimum. Fuck it.
In, in case anyone wants to look me up, I only have like 163 subscribers.
That's it? That's not
Whatever.
bad. That's not bad.
But
That's good.
the
I have just a little bit more
but
than you do, 12th man. I have 178. I just checked this morning. It's 178. So I'm doing good. And I've only been on for like 6 months or so. So, I'm not really, doing too bad for 6 months. I'm not trying to blow up and get famous. I don't really want that. I
nah,
decided that. I don't want to be like
I
super famous.
I kind of hate when channels get too big and they blow up. You know what I mean?
Well, no, no,
Then
no. That's a good thing. I mean, the content's great. If your channel blows up, that means your content's really good. People are amused. They like what they see and things like that. But I'm not trying. Listen. I'm 45 years old. I ain't trying to be on the internet like a superstar. If
yeah,
I wanted to do this shit, I should have did it back when I first started 2013 with YouTube itself. Because that's when 2013 is when I first started my YouTube channel. My very first stuff for that was in GTA days, Grand Theft Auto, playing that. So that was where I started with YouTube. And I got like a couple videos. And I decided, I didn't say shit ain't for me. I ain't down with this. I don't care for this. And sure enough, it worked out. I mean, now the only reason I'm on here is because of my brother. Stupid ass brother said, "Come on here, people will like you." I had to listen to him, and some people like me, so I'm okay with it.
well, it's a good thing you listen to your brother, Mexican son.
Yeah. So you guys got to thank him for having me up here, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. I'll be all playing.
He's not. He's not bad for a Cowboys fan.
Oh, you had to put it like that, 12th man. You're stupid shit, dog. That's not even right. That's not even right, dog. God damn. Here, you know what? You know what? Just for that, I'm not rooting for your team today. I'm gonna root for the
Oh,
Titans.
come on,
No, you just clowned on my team and expect me to just take that, take that, take that. Hell no, I ain't no Diddy. I ain't in no Diddy club here. Shit. Take that, take that, take that. Hell no. Yeah, like messed up. It was on Twitch back then though. What okay, what did he say? Here we go.
Come on, don't you want to beat the Tennessee Titans? Come
Charles says
on.
I'm a mod in some channels. And I'm annoyed that I have to change my behavior on panels. I shouldn't have to change because of some blue-haired lesbian. 2009 was better YouTube. I was it was I was on Twitch back then though. And you know what? To this statement right here, brother, this is something that I'm gonna address because I like this statement. I'm a mod, and some channels I'm annoyed that I have to change my behavior on panel. Mm.
Oh,
If
yeah.
I go into that
Me
subject
too,
there,
man.
Charles, that would be a deep subject for me because I'm one of these people that behavior is really what people look at. Okay. And I'm starting to learn that misbehavior is what the internet likes. So I started misbehaving a little bit lately. I said, fuck it. I'm not going to change who I am because somebody says I got to do this or I got to act a certain way or I got to change this or change that. I've had so many people on here tell me how I need to conduct myself and how to do things. And I'm going to step away from that because I see what you're talking about, Charles. That having to change your behavior depending on where you're at. I don't like that. I didn't get comfortable on YouTube to misbehave or act some kind of off the wall way. But what I did do when I get on YouTube is I did change on how I tried to present myself to do what I did in the first hour of the show. Show people, good things, knowledge, some acceptable things, and be a little bit more professional. But now that's all I'm gonna do. That first hour is what it is. The first 2 hours, if I do a show or
Yeah,
something
man.
like that, is what it is. Now everybody's just gonna see me, and I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't give a fuck anymore. Y'all gonna get little Joe attitude in a Mexican Einstein setting. And if y'all don't know little Joe, well, y'all gonna find out who he is. I'm a short man Napoleon complex. I take the name Little Joe for a reason. Bitch, I act big. I'm gonna now. I'm gonna now. I'm gonna act the way I want to now, folks, man.
Go ahead.
My show,
I'm stopping.
my show is for logical thinking, critical conversations, and topics that we can all discuss. If you want to come with the fuckery, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna dish it back right then and there. I'm just telling everybody, hey Nazes, what's up? Nays, girl,
Some Queen name.
get your ass up here. Get your ass up here. Oh, you're at your dad's house.
She
Okay, okay.
working out.
No, no, she got the mimosas going already. Miss Nays got the mimosas going on already. Starting beautiful on a Sunday.
I might
Girl,
have to make
it's
me
1
a
o'clock.
fresh.
It's 1
I
o'clock.
might have to make me a fresh coffee to keep up. Mexican accent.
Make a what?
Fresh coffee, like a espresso or something.
Shit, yeah, an espresso would be good. A double shot espresso would be beautiful.
Espresso, THC, and some wine.
Oh,
Smooth.
girl got the wine.
Ooh,
You
that
know that's
sounds
right.
like a good deluxe.
Yo, yo, this camera's so backwards. I hate it. I feel like I'm not centered because I'm holding my phone.
You can go on the StreamYard and change the mirror on
Hmm.
the camera settings and change the mirror thing, and it'll change it to where it's not flipping it.
Yeah, I can't stand that. Let me see. But I'll worry about that later. Whatever. But salute to everyone. I'm at my dad's house. I celebrated his birthday. We celebrated earlier because the convenience of everyone. But his birthday is really next weekend, the 30th.
Okay,
So I'm having like a nice glass of wine before I go back home to New
nice,
York.
nice. Come continue with us
Hope you
viewers.
ain't driving, Queen A. You
No,
taking the
sir.
bus?
Yes, I'm
Wow,
taking a bus.
Miss
I'm
Nays
taking
don't
a
drive.
bus.
Right.
You ain't learned that yet. 12 name Miss Nays don't drive. When have
I
you ever
don't.
seen Miss Nays is behind the wheel?
Yeah, I don't drive much at all. I know how to drive. I
I
don't drive
just
much.
making sure.
Mm, Mm-mm. My father tried to pass me his car keys after me drinking Hennessy. I'm like, yo, dad, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not driving and I've been drinking. I don't care how sober I feel. Once I
Yeah,
had a drop of alcohol, I'm not gonna do it. because anything can happen.
Congratulations. That's good. That's a good way to look at it. I love
Yeah.
being the designated driver, Nays.
Hmm.
I love being a designated driver. The stupidity that you hear as a
She has
designated driver.
discipline.
I knew it. I knew that's why. I knew it. I knew it.
Nay has discipline. That's why she knows how to do this.
Yes, yes, sir. I have clam control. I have discipline. I'm a wholesome woman. I can be brutal for sure, but I'm a wholesome woman. But what was it? Friday, man. Friday was so funny. Oh my goodness, it was hilarious.
What happened
Thank you,
Friday?
Charles.
What
Yeah, I'm
happened
very
Friday?
honest, very fair. But go ahead, I'm
What
listening.
happened?
What happened Friday?
It was like all out. It was. I was drinking. I had tequila. Like tequila makes me different. I'm learning that right now. Right now, I'm on wine time. I'm like chilling.
I
But
love wine.
tequila, I want to dance, and if I don't dance, I'll get aggressive. It's crazy because like Hennessy, I'm chill until you provoke me. You good, 12 man?
I'm like that with
Yes,
tequila. I'm
ma'am.
opposite, like you are. So
Well, I was just thinking about that one night when you were dancing around with a couple of knives and you were like,
Stop! I forgot I did that. Oh my goodness.
I
Oh
was
my god.
trying to get a clip of you doing that because I
Yeah, I was
wanted
dancing
to
around with
remind
knives in my hand. There's something wrong with me.
that's scary. Hey,
you.
My dad
Nate,
tried to bring his gun out on the stream on Friday. I'm yelling at him, we
what?
can't do that. Yeah, my dad's crazy. It's funny as hell.
Tell him to
I'm-
lay it on the table, Nays. Lay it on the table.
right. Nah, he just came. I looked behind me. I saw the blick out. I said, nah. I was like, Dad, stop. We can't do this on YouTube. He's like, no. I'm like, yo, Dad, chill. I was like, see, this is why we can't give you Henny. It was funny though, because my father's a comedian. He's really funny, but there's certain things we can't cross. TOS is really soft because obviously we're not gonna hurt each other. We're having fun, but we just can't show a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there has been incidences like we had one here in Florida not too long ago where these kids were supposedly on YouTube and the gun went off and it was a girl
Mhm.
who shot the dude, the young kid, and they caught it all on these streams and stuff, bro. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's yeah, it's crazy. Don't bring out the blicky on the screen, please.
Exactly. My dad didn't understand the rules, so I had to explain it to him live while we were on the show. Like the guys were so confused as to what was happening in my background. I was like, yo, my father's trying to creep up on a damn stream with a damn gat in his hand. He's crazy. Like, what's wrong with you? This your second time doing this. Stop. Stop.
Charles goes dancing with knives. Where's my taser? So let me tell you this. I got a picture.
Charles.
I got a picture of my one of my ex-girlfriends and her sister in the kitchen. And her sister is holding the knife, like right in between their two faces, and they're
Yeah.
just with this smile. Girl, I'm talking about nothing scares me more than a woman with a knife.
Yeah. Women tend to use it. It's like a blade. There's something about a blade. I don't know, maybe the shine to it. Cause even me, I used one before. I love blades. I carry one. My dad fixed my knife, by the way. Can I show it?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Knives,
Cause
if you can show knives is no problem. So
my dad
As
fixed
long
it.
as you're not brandishing
no, she can show it. Oh, she got
My
a Fat
dad.
Man one. Girl, I like that. Girl, this girl's gonna
I'm
it.
drinking. See, there I go
she's
dancing with
safe
knives,
wherever she
right?
goes. She is safe on any train, on any subway. You good, girl. You good.
Yeah, I had to pull it out one day.
Nah, really?
Yeah, I did.
Hey, sometimes
I took two niggas out the train
What
because he
happened,
was on.
Nate?
Nah, he was on. They were on drugs, and they got on the car. I swear, my life is a comedy sketch. Like I got a mosquito bite just to go off course a little bit. I got a mosquito bite that was shaped like a sperm cell. That shit was mad big with a long ass tail. I said, nah. Why my very first mosquito bite gotta look like a big ass sperm cell? And that shit was right on top of my forearm. I posted the picture, but
that's
I'll show it to
crazy.
you. I'll show it to you. Yo, that
That's
shit was crazy.
crazy.
For real. But wait, where was I going? I'm zooted.
Yeah, I'm. What were we talking about? We were talking about the knives. Then we're talking about.
Thank you. The night. So basically, two junkie dudes came onto the train I was on. So I was on a two-seater, a seater where only seats two people. So it was me and my gym bag because it was laundry day this weekend. So an idea, I got a laundry bag, a gym bag, a duffel bag, size bag next to me. So I'm not
Right.
putting it on the floor. So they come through the doors. Yo, both the train took a wild ass turn. The motherfuckers fell on top of me. Yo, thank God I am as strong as I am. I kicked both of them off. I was like, what the fuck? I immediately pulled my. I was like, get the fuck off the train. Get the fuck off the train. Yo, they was like, oh shit. Yo, they ran out the train. I was like, yo, I lost it. I lost it. I was so mad, yo, that these niggas touched me. I was like, yo, I'm gonna die anyway. I don't know where these niggas come from. Honestly, I don't know where these niggas came from. And they touched me. I'm dying anyway. Fuck it. Let's go out with a bang. Cause this shit is crazy.
Hey, you lucky you didn't make the news on that one, girl. Shit,
Thank
with all the
God.
crazy things going on and the stabbings going on.
Yeah.
Woo-wee. Young black
I'm like,
ladies.
That's
why are they
going home. That's going home in the subway, Queen Nate.
No, Charles, she's
yes.
not single. Sorry, she's got a man.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm not single.
She is taken by a good
No,
gentleman.
I
So
was asking her, was that going home in the subway? You had to pull your weapon?
I'm glad you lied because I'm sipping and I don't mind chatting. Yes, I was on my way home from work. So this was around 6 p.m. No sketchy hours. Rush hour.
does she have a sister?
Ah, that's funny. I,
Charles.
I don't have a sister.
You know what, Charles?
I have a
Just
brother
like
that's married, and I have an aunt that's taken too. Basically, the women in my
There's
family are
only
taken. So.
one. There's only one Queen Nate. Stop it.
Yeah, it's only me. I'm on this. I'm on the stream, so I'm talking to my aunt. Yeah, guys.
hey Charles, you just earned your spot, dog. You just earned the spot. You're I gave you a wrench, bro.
This one is great. Great choice, Auntie.
You,
No,
you
we were
have a
just talking
sister.
about people on the train. I was sharing a story how I chased two men out the train with a knife. Yeah, I told you that story. Yeah. No, no, no. I was showed him my blade and told him that dad fixed my knife. What happened to your knife? Yeah, he was talking about that this morning. Yeah, he was so because I dropped it and he realized the proper didn't eject properly. Would that eject? It didn't
So
eject, yeah, because the metal bend. So he fixed it. Yeah. All right, guys. Gad. I don't want to interrupt. I'm going on mute.
no, you good? We were listening. Hey, listen. Hey, when he asked that question right there, that was crazy. 12th man, Kane says, "What's up?"
What's up, Kane?
Wait,
What's up, Kane?
Cage?
Kane, Kane, Kane.
Oh, Kane. Salute to Kane.
Yeah, I don't know. Cage hasn't come up yet, so around yet. So I think he would last like 2, 3 streams back when I came up. It's been a
Yeah,
minute.
he's funny.
Yeah,
Cage is hilarious.
That's what I like about Mexican Einstein streams. That a lot of people don't get over here, so you get it. You get to get away from a lot of the radicals and lunatics and people like that. You know what I'm
Thank you,
saying?
man. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, word. That's true. Because there's a lot of bad shit cases around here. We got to protect your necks. Protect your neck. Protect your neck.
Protect my nuts more than my neck. Shit.
See, and that's why dick discipline is instilled. That's why I preach it to men.
Hey,
See?
Nate, I believe you with that. A lot of men really do need it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what they're getting themselves into most of the time.
That's a fact.
You know, what's up, Untrackable? You know, they sit there and they think about this, and that's what creates simps too, Snace. That's what
Yeah,
creates simps.
exactly. I said that the previous stream.
Yeah. So, and
You have no discipline. You getting the attention because of your tool, and the woman don't respect you, but she'll honor your sex, bro. You getting the fruit is right, but yet it's not so sweet. What kind of deal did you cut yourself?
sometimes I like a tart apple.
Oh my god, I'm hanging up. I got Hennessy too. I think I'm gonna mix. I'm going out with a bang.
You know
You're a
what?
bad man, Mexican.
Yeah,
Hey,
Einstein.
12th man, you gotta post a channel link to your page. You know how to do that.
Oh,
You gotta go hit the people.
Einstein. I'm
Yes, ma'am.
sorry. I have to
I
go
did
there.
that.
You could stop me if you don't want to go there. Just
Go ahead.
saying, right?
We go anywhere. Go ahead.
He doesn't know this whole shit was a joke.
You've seen the evidence of what happened, and as far as that is why I've done what I've done recently. Because to me, I thought I was able to be involved in the comedy and the joking. And what I didn't understand is I'm being told you should do it to the people outside in the chat and in the world. And what I understood here in the beginning is we're like a family unit and we tend to
Prank each
joke
other.
around with each other.
Right.
But I didn't know I could take it to heart, that bad. So
Wow. I didn't know it made a turn that way. Because you called it out first. And I said, nah, there's no way. Because I do it.
mhm.
I do it. I get on Skywalker's nerves all the time on purpose because it's a part of the show.
But if you
So
do repeatedly as I do it, or when I jump in to try to be part of it, it always happens the same way to me. So they brought a feature out of me that I didn't want to bring out to the internet, and that feature is me. So I don't subside to challenges to things that are imaginary.
okay.
If there's money on the table, which I'll play, let's go.
Ooh, I like
If
money
there's
on the
game on
table.
the table and I'm able to take it, bitch, let's go. Why do you think I've said that I'm a dangerous person out in these clubs and these streets? Because these women will come to me, Nays. I don't have to play on the internet. I'm a real person.
Yeah.
I don't like to show a fake facade where I don't need to. So for me, it's making me to a person that are people are going to see and probably like a lot more. Because I'm not going to put up with being quiet and I'm not allowed to say things. I'm not allowed to joke with people. I'm not allowed to say things which I thought, and I'm learning that this internet is all about. It's a fake facade out here. There's so many fakes. There's so many haters. There's so many problems. My next episode next Sunday or next Saturday is going to be about the haters on Simps. I'm going to classify.
Yo, you dead
haters
ass
on
coming through.
Simps.
Wait, you still need me as your co-host?
Oh, mommy, I would love you have, because I hate when people come up on here and you have a full subject, girl. You were talking about simps, the simp problems, and every time your show, if you go back and watch it, your episodes have turned into a personal relationship situations that they've all gone into. They're not simps because now they got women or they got this or they got that.
Hey, Bob. I'm listening.
What-
No, I was saying
What's
hi
up,
to Bob.
Bob? So to me, I don't like that. I don't like to be told that I need to be challenged because I need to show some kind of game out there to these women who are faker than the women I talk to in real life. That's just me personally. I know these women out here are about that because it's a theater for y'all.
Ooh.
It's a place where women can come and try to relax and enjoy the company of men in a way that they can't do in real life. Because if they act these ways in real life, men take different opportunities or looks at them and say, "Oh, well, you're just a whore now. Oh, you're not a modest person because you like to show your ass. You like to do this." Hey, listen, this is part of the world these days. I don't mind it. I don't listen. I'm a create a night out too on one of these nights where it's gonna be ladies' nights on this channel. Only ladies' nights.
Ooh.
I don't want to sit a man up here except for me. If I have questions, I have things. I like to understand the mind of a woman. Most men don't.
That's true.
Most men want to be in the guts of a woman.
Facts.
So
Excuse me.
why not have these
Keep going.
opportunities? You know, I don't like the argument.
Well, that's not exactly true. I just love women. Period.
Listen, 12th man, I say it like this, and I've said it, and I'll say it again. I don't love women. I love making love to the pussy. Okay, that's just straight fact. That's why when all these guys out here talk about 30 minutes, it's all, and I tell them 2 hours, they're like, "No, you bullshit, you bullshit, you bullshit." Hey, listen, I had 2 shorties. I had a shorty this past weekend, spent 4 hours with her. Nowhere did I take a 3-hour, 30-minute session with the bitch. Okay. So I don't have to be out here to prove to men on this world, on this YouTube channel, that I am who I am. So to me, it's not a competition out here.
I think
I'm on the podcast.
I'd pay good money to march around with Nate for a day. I'd pay
No,
good money.
no dirty stuff. No dirty stuff because you know she married. Hey, 12 man, we can take her out to dinner.
I am laughing so much. I am so sorry.
12 man, you can take her out to dinner. You can take her out to a movie. You can take her out to a dance session or whatever. But you know who's gonna be with her? That you have to pay for it too. Raldo. Just saying. Just saying.
I'm so sorry.
You bad.
Oh my God. Yo, me and my aunt took a gummy and we're drinking wine. And she's laughing at me because I burped so loud. And I said, keep going. And it just flew out. It literally flew out my chest. And then she's laughed the way she was looking at me. And she started laughing. I started laughing. Now we have a laugh attack. Oh my God, I got tears in my eyes. I'm sorry, I'm going on mute. Yeah, sorry.
Maybe you better not go nowhere, Nate.
No, I'm good. This happens a lot. That's why I do it. Go ahead.
What's up, Untrackable? How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very well. Happy Sunday to everyone. I haven't been listening for a long time, but from what I did hear over the past, I guess, minute or so, impressing others, it gets old. But being competitive, being a competent, competitive individual, eventually, hopefully, adults really only compete with themselves. Like, I want to be better than I was last time. It doesn't matter whether you're going to work. I want to be better than I was yesterday. It doesn't matter whether it was this X or that X or the other X. It's like my next, I want to do them right. And then you just do your best. Each and every one of us only have this body that we get to work with each and every day. And, I tell people sometimes, it's like, hey, everybody's entitled to a bad day. But if you have a bad day every day, the problem is you. So,
Yeah.
as long as you look forward to tomorrow, then you have a chance. And, strive for something, work for something, be competitive, even if it's only against yourself. Hey, 30 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 pump chump, fuck it. As long as you're getting it in, brother. I don't care. As long as you got a job, I don't care if you make $7 an hour, if you make $5,000 an hour. Get a motherfucking job. Have something to look forward to that you can do better tomorrow.
You know what I always say? I always say today happens, right? And I tell this to a lot of people. Today's the day. Tomorrow, wake up, it's a brand new day. That's what today's title. It's a brand new day. Every day is different. You can succeed and do better every day than what you did yesterday. Yesterday's done, over with. Get over it. Sit back.
Hey, maybe this is a bit, maybe out of line, but being a military person, I got in trouble in the military, and I had to serve some punishments. But every single day, it's like, hey,
what did you get in trouble for? I gotta know this.
This is not forever. And just like somebody that goes to jail or somebody that goes to prison, it's like, hey, I'm gonna sit here for my allotted amount of time, and when I get out, I'm not gonna do that again.
What
I may still get, but hopefully,
what did you get in trouble for?
The first time was underage drinking during training, which you're not allowed to drink during training, and you're not allowed to drink underage. So that was like a double whammy. So I got the full system for that. And the next time was
second time.
And the second time was a curfew violation that turned into what do you call it? An implied alcohol violation. And so I got the full time for that one too. They take your rank, they take your money, and they put you to work until they're done with you. And then you still got to go to work the next day. So,
hey y'all, I don't mean to interrupt. I don't mean to interrupt this conversation, but my neighbor has the best life hack I've ever seen in my life right now. It's pouring rain right now. This man's outside washing his truck, washing his rims, and his kids out there playing in the rain with him. It's hilarious. It's hilarious, bro. He goes with the bucket, splashing the wheels with the bucket. He's collecting water from the rain right now in a big old cooler, and he's got his son grabbing a little bucket and bringing the bucket to him as it's raining, and he's washing the vehicle. That, hey, free water, right? Free water.
Hey, that's one of those things where it's like, hey, it's not raining. This is a blessing, and we can make some fun of it. As long,
hilarious.
If you never jumped through a sprinkler in your life, well, then maybe you're scared of the rain. But some of us call it a free car wash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what that is. Charles said you could join the Aussie Army. You could drink, and the number of times I got back to base just before PT.
Yeah, we did a bunch of that too. But when you're busted, you're busted.
We can't do it without getting busted. That's the problem.
Hey, I did get busted, but I didn't get busted more than I got busted. I had a brand new car, and I was hammered, and I drove through the gate, and they pulled me over into the checkpoint, and they were like, "Hey, you got to go through the checkpoint." So that means I got to get out of the car, they're gonna look in my car. They ran a dog around my car. I was hammered, bro. But I
What
was
kind of dog was it? Was
I was
it
I
a
was
German Shepherd or Malinois or something
uh,
like that?
it was one of them. But it was a dog. I think they were looking for drugs, and I had a super clean, brand new car. And I swear to God, I said, I was drunk as I was. I'm standing on 10 toes. I got my back straight. I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to get back to the barracks. And they ran that dog around my car. I said, just please don't let the dog in my car because I'm allergic to dogs. And they didn't let the dog get inside my car.
Man, I saw a police dog bite another police officer the other day. I laughed my ass off. I laughed. They were chasing a young black kid. He was running, hauling ass. It was a white lady who had the dog and a big fat white man who was chasing the young kid. Well, they didn't get to him fast enough, and she released the dog, and the dog jumped at the big fat officer, either bit his gun or was biting his arm, and then they were trying to drag the dog off of the cop while the kid was escaping. Then two more officers came up and they're like, "No, he ran that way. He ran that way." Play killer, gone.
Bro, I just heard a story. I watch a lot of the military stuff. These guys, these special operators and whatnot. Me, I was never that, but
Charles.
but the dude, his name's John Shrek McPhee. He's one of these dudes that puts himself out there. He's a Delta operator, retired, and all that. And he said, we had a dog that would not bite anybody, and they were like, well, we got to teach this dog a lesson. So he's like, hey, I'm gonna go in there with one of the detainees, and I'm gonna fuck this dude up. I'm gonna fuck him up so much that he has no choice but like to resist in some way, shape, or form, and then we're gonna send the dog in there, and the dog didn't do anything. And he was like, I put the dog as close to. I was like, this is his words. His words were like, I wanted that dog to like bite his crotch and just like go to town. So just give him a taste. And he said the dog bit my leg, and next thing you know, I'm rolling on the floor trying to get the dog off because he was so close to the detainee, and he was trying so forcefully to get this dog to bite somebody. He's like, hey, we got dogs that growl at the moon, but this dog wouldn't. He just wouldn't do it. And shout out to the dog. I understand. It's like, hey, when shit has to go down, yeah, you want everybody on the same page. But shout out to that dog's independence, being like, hey, I'm just not gonna do it. Hey, maybe you picked the wrong dog. I didn't sign up for this shit.
No, listen, I went over this already once in one of my episodes. I don't believe dogs should be allowed in the force. I really don't think they're an appropriate tool to be used. Military, different. Military, 100%, the dog is used as a tool. None other than a tool. They train that dog for specific ways. Police dogs, they're trained in so many different ways that these dogs get confused. They're trained to search for drugs. They're trained to search for this and that. They're trained to chase, bite.
I would like to answer that. That, like you said, tools, people, the warriors. We are tools of war.
Yes.
We are not civil servants.
Right.
Police officers are should be civil servants. They should be there to,
men are tools of war.
Fucking car, protect and serve. Which means something has to have occurred. You can't just be a tax collector You can't be, that type of shit and really have the trust of the people. Whereas warriors, it's like, hey, go fuck shit up. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And that's what
That's
dogs are
why.
meant for. I think back in the day, they used to use the dogs, the greyhounds, the bloodhounds, to hunt for the inmates that escape. That's all they would do. The dog didn't bite, attack; it would just hunt the guy down. That was a tool. They used it properly. Now with the police dogs, especially with German shepherds are very, very vicious. They don't know control, even though people think they know control. It takes a very good trainer to keep a dog in line. A very good trainer of a dog.
Yeah. Like
Now,
a canine trainer, like a canine cop,
no,
or
even more than that, because
anybody like
I don't
that.
believe that the police, the way they train the dogs, are
Heard,
viable as a tool.
I
They're
have
used
heard, um, you know,
as an attack dog more than a
I
tool.
right. For a dog to be a teammate, and to actually respond to the handler,
That's
it
what
takes a
him.
straight, because I have heard stories of, hey,
It's a
um
lot of training and trackable.
this
That's a
you know
lot
this,
of
this
training.
dog this dog would sit next to you until you told it to go, but when you told it to stop, it would not stop. So then they had to, the story goes that they literally had to choke the dog out, and this is training,
Right.
that they literally had to, MMA choke the dog until the dog went to sleep. And then they had, when the dog woke up, it was like, hey, you're back in training again. Don't fuck with me. I am in charge. But
Right.
that doesn't mean
That's right.
it's going to change the behavior.
No.
It just means it stopped the incident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's my problem with police dogs. In the
Unfortunately.
military, like I said, great. I've seen some great videos where the military tactical units, ops, black ops, whatever it is, they end up using these dogs in such a tactical way that these dogs are like part of them, part of the system, which is different than police dogs. That's just my thought.
Well, I
Yeah,
wanted to ask you guys.
that's kind
Hold
of
on.
in tone with the
Hold on.
mentality, because in the mentality of a warrior, you got to understand, we're all gonna die today. Whereas when you are a civil servant, it's, you don't just send the dog in there and be like, hey, go mangle and kill that person so that way I get to go home to my family. It's like, are we not doing justice here today?
No, it's not war. That's that's why German, the American military switched from German shepherds to the Belgian Malinois
Malamute.
shepherd. To that, because that's a vicious dog, man, and it could
No, no.
smell anything.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that term vicious is it. I don't believe it's breed worthy. I believe what you train the capabilities of a breed to do. That's in the training, because
Yes.
Do you
they're all
know about? Do
they're all
you
puppies to me. They are
do
all
you
puppies.
know about the Malinois
Yeah,
untrackable?
what
I
Untrackable's
know.
trying to say is the
Do you
dog
know
isn't the
about the
problem.
Malinois?
Yeah, we know about those, but what he's trying to say is the dog isn't the problem. At these points that we're talking about, it's the handler, how the handler perceives it and handles this dog, and how he trains it to be what it is. So when you take an animal like a puppy that's young, a fresh puppy, and you start training it from birth till it's a year old, maybe even 6 months old, that dog should be fully trained to understand every movement, every thought, everything that you're about to do. That dog can predict it. That's the way a handler should be able to have a dog. I've seen dogs sit when they're being barked at and yanked at by other dogs, and they do nothing while this handler just sits there quietly, doesn't say anything, doesn't do. When the thing's over, the dog
think,
signal, the dog moves. That's the way
but
dogs should be handled.
Mexican, I think this Belgian Malinois is a whole different breed, man.
But they're not.
This,
They are not their human owners, and we're not talking about wild animals here.
Yeah.
Animals, domesticated animals are exactly what you make of them.
Exactly.
Exactly. They will mimic you. If you are nasty, they will be nasty. If you are strict, they will be strict. If you don't control them, then they will, run the neighborhood and do whatever the hell they want to do. And when they fear for their life because they don't understand and there is no command to get them to return, they're going to do what they got to do.
that's why I like Alaskan Husky or Malamute, you know. They just go out there and bark at the moon.
We're gonna play this real quick.
It's really no different than people. People that are trained can speak to other people such as are speaking to each other.
I instantly lifted my M4 as my eyes scanned the terrain above us. I knew without looking that John and the other guys were moving as soon as my weapon came up. Reno took off at a dead sprint and disappeared 20 feet to our left. Seconds afterward, screams came from the area. I moved forward, scanning the environment as I moved, wanting to come to Reno's aid as soon as possible, but unwilling to leave behind my tactical sense. I heard 3 shots ring out as a Taliban fighter tried to exit the shallow cut that they had been hiding in. His companion was locked in a fight with Reno. The dog was destroying his opponent, blood quickly covering the man's clothes. I called Reno out of the fight and squeezed off several rounds as the man reached for his weapon. We quickly searched the area before moving on, our pace even quicker than before. The gunfire for sure had given away our position. Legs and lungs burned, the elevation taking its toll as we finally reached our destination. Sitting on the edge of that mountain, waiting for a ride, I looked back at the last few hours. I patted Reno's head. Twice tonight he had saved my life. Twice I owed him yet another debt of gratitude. His body shivered slightly as the cold wind bit into him. I pulled off my coat and wrapped him in it, pulling his body against mine to keep him warm. Tonight he had saved my life. Tonight he had saved my
That's a
brother's
Belgian Maltese.
Skydiving with the dog. Holy shit. That's pretty neat.
That was a Belgian Maltese.
A Belgian
Right there.
Malamute? You mean a Belgian Malamute, right?
No, a Belgian Maltese.
Mountainine? I've never heard of that.
To no
That's what
discredit,
that dog was.
to no discredit to those service dogs, but if you have a dog in your house, no matter how strict your household is or how good of an owner you might be, when you're asleep and you hear your dog bark, something's up. Something's different.
Yeah.
Something's moving outside.
But it is, we're not talking about a domesticated dog at home. We're talking about the use right now, what I was talking about was the use of the military dogs versus the police dogs in these instances. It wasn't about the home dogs. Home dogs are different. When you have a home dog is something that you are curating to protect your home. So yes, when a dog hears a sound or something, they're alert, and they're going to do what you trained them to do at home.
Right.
So that's a little bit different. Now,
so the I guess the way that I see it in the three different instances is a war dog. It is gonna rush in and distract or disable combatants, so that way you can go in and capture / kill them. A police dog is, hey, find a way to make them guilty. Whereas even an untrained, domesticated pet, beautiful, lovely little thing, when that thing starts barking, maybe somebody's outside your house. Maybe somebody's trying to get in your house.
true.
Trying to, you don't have to train that. The dog already knows.
Right. But it's what the
Because
dog does inside the house that you trained it to do.
So there's like, that 3 levels of dog. It's like, hey, kill. Well, killer, go kill. So we can kill because that's what we're here to do anyway. Versus, hey, I'm gonna walk a dog around your car, and if my dog wags its tail, you're guilty, and we're taking you to jail, or we're gonna tear your car apart or whatever.
Well, that's why I said,
which is way different from my dog starts barking in the middle of the night. It could just be the weather, but there could be somebody lurking in the backyard. You know what I'm saying?
what's up, Patty? How you doing, brother? He said, "Not my neighborhood dogs. They be wrestling at 4:30 in the morning." That's true. But yeah, but see, the difference is, I see what the difference is you're saying. There is, I would say, the way you're looking at it, 3 classifications if we're looking at as far as the training style. And the first training style is the military grade. Military grade is a tool. A dog is used solely as a tool. Yes, they create a bond with their handler. Yes, they live with their handler, but they strictly know that the dog is enforced as a tool. It's going to go in, it's going to do its job, it's going to handle the combatant, like you said. In police training, it's different. In police training, these dogs get trained to do so many things at once. And when they're out in the field, they're so excited, they get so confused. Why do they get so confused that they fight their own handlers or the police officers that are walking with them? That's the problem I see. Then, along with the other things that you said, the dog sits there, wags his tail, automatically he's guilty.
A canine trooper never lets his dog out of the vehicle unless he suspects something.
Okay, that's
the only time a canine trooper will
not true.
ever.
That's not true. They let him out on civilians running from them. So what if they're whatever you want to call them, a suspect or whatever?
Oh yeah.
They let him out. They chase him down. They bite him and 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 bite him until they're like pulled off of them. Did you see that military dog? As soon as he had the guy in his arm, the guy grabbed him, maybe said 2 words to him. The dog backed off and just looked at the guy. They no longer attacked the dog.
And think about that. Think about that too, as well as when you're talking about use of force. If an enemy combatant comes in contact with a military, whatever happens, because they're probably going to come in. The dudes they're going to come in and they're fuck you, kill you anyway. But if a taser is considered less than lethal force, what happens when a dog bites your leg and punctures an artery? Is that considered lethal force? Is that an officer?
When did that happen?
That's what I'm talking. This is what I'm talking about. This is the exact thing that I'm talking about. I'm discussing the factor that police dogs aren't made for policing. Where a military dog, who cares if the guy get punctured? Who cares if he's bleeding out? Who cares if his arteries ripped out by the dog? Dog went in and did what it actually was supposed to do: eliminate the target, eliminate the situation, what it was trained for. Where police dogs, they tend to have a skittish mind, to say.
I'm okay. I'm okay with SWAT teams having military capabilities. I'm okay with police squads,
but not dog.
having dog capabilities, but using those in regular situations, it's like, hey, you pulled somebody over and maybe you smelled marijuana. The use of a dog to sniff a car. No, when what's his name, Donner, he was like a former LAPD officer. He got fired. He felt like he was unjust. He ran into the mountains. He killed a bunch of people, and they wound up burning the house down around that dude. But that's a situation maybe more fit for a police dog, a SWAT dog, if you will.
That's what I'm agreeing with. I'm agreeing with you on that wholeheartedly. I am literally saying the same thing you're saying, that I don't think there. Yes, there might be situations where if you have the SWAT team come out and they are doing SWAT things, SWAT I consider almost military grade. They are kind of military grade. They do military style procedures. They do things like a military would be subject to when they with SWAT. Okay, so using a dog with SWAT would inquire that there's a very dangerous situation or something that's carrying on, that you require a tool that you can use instead of using a human life. That's what a dog is for that situation. But a dog being in a police car, like you said, sniffing out, pulling somebody over, these situations, those are situations where these dogs are trained for completely all the time. Every scenario is different when somebody gets pulled over. The dog has not gone through a million different scenarios. And that's what the problem is.
I think it's fair. I think it's fair to say that just a officer discretion, right? So did the dog really trigger, or and what was this all about? Do you not like me? Type of thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Was there a real threat? Did the FBI tell a regular plainclothes police officer, hey, pull that car over, and I got kilos in the back or something like that? Because the situations that we wind up seeing are the driver had some pushback, and it's like, okay, well, you're gonna sit here because I want to run a dog around your car. If you ever had weed in your car, ever in your life, in the lifetime of that car, if the previous owner ever had weed in that car at all, that dog's gonna make a signal, and next thing you know, they're gonna use that as justification to rip your car apart. And
thus, this is why I'm saying that police dogs shouldn't be used. I don't believe, wholeheartedly myself, my own opinion is that police dogs should not be used unless certain circumstances. I mean, they should have a dog on deck. If they're chasing a guy that has a gun and they need a dog unit for that, yes. Like I've said with you, I agree. You shouldn't have the dog on the side of the road. It shouldn't be alerting for things that it may or may not know. These are all possibilities and variables that can make a case go wild inside of a court system. So why subject the people to that at all? Plus, these dogs aren't trained. The main course of this was the training of it. Military grade dogs are trained to prestige mode. Like they are the best of the best dogs out there. Police dogs are not. Even though they may get trained by a world-renowned trainer for these police stations and police places, departments, these handlers is what makes a difference in it. That's what changes the variable. The variable is how the handler tends to treat the dog.
And please, don't take me wrong, but no matter what your job is in the military, you are a killer. You are a killer.
No disagreement.
At any given time, the dining facility gets attacked. You grab that rifle and you just do the thing. But as a civil servant, you can't just go out there killing people because so that's what I think that's where we are so much in agreement, is like you can't just have so much on tap for an infraction. Oh, I was speeding. Well, I want to run a dog around your car, or I'm going to pull my gun out of its holster, or whatever it may be. It's like, hey, the people are just as bullshit.
We have a justice system for that untrackable. I don't know if you heard.
That's true.
We have a justice system for that kind of shit. And hey, Mexican, I was wondering if you could play my little video in the back. It's
that your video in the back? Let me look at it real quick. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, it's just as short. My favorite dog right now.
I can't. It's got music in it. It's got music in it. I can't play audio. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I always gotta check everything you send because you always got music in yours. You always got some kind of music plays in the background, so I gotta be careful when I post yours. I can't.
Yeah, my bad, Mexican.
No, you good. And you know what, Charles? I agree with you on that because it has polished a lot of people in life and it has turned a lot of lives around. I wish that I could have had the opportunity to be able to get in the military. But once again, because I had a heart murmur when I was born, they zeroed that I wasn't allowed to join the military. Like I said before, I wanted to be a sniper.
I would like to say, don't make excuses.
You wanted to be a sniper?
Hold on, 12th man. Hold on, 12th man. Untrackable excuses for what? I don't understand that. Don't make excuses.
I mean, if they taking trans people and stuff like that, I think they'd take somebody with a heart murmur.
Yeah, but this, I was 17 years old, brother. I was 17 years old. It was different back then, homie. Different back then.
Please don't take it the wrong way.
No,
talk to me.
I'm just trying to understand what you said.
Don't make excuses.
Just my big brother sacrificed for me.
Be the best person that you can be, and
That's true. That's true. That's why I've never let it hold me back. And never let it hold me back on anything in life. That never stopped me.
They can't take the oldest and they can't take the youngest. I think it is.
So. Hey, don't let all that glory go to waste, because you are just as much as valuable to this world as whatever gets praised on the news.
Oh, hell yeah.
You are just as much, if not more.
Hey,
I
oh,
you are the true free person.
oh, that's what I do.
Not
But
some
let me welcome
like,
Petty to the stage. What's up, Petty? How you doing? What's going on in your world today, sir? How's it going?
Shit, just following y'all conversation and shit. You know, it's always paradise for me.
You know that's right. I got done smoking one. I'm about to smoke another one.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing down here in the car and shit. I was doing some fence work
I'll roll up with you, man.
recently. I don't know if y'all remember when a storm came through and knocked over one of the trees and it destroyed my sister and my brother's fence at they newly crib and shit. So I'd have pulled up out here and I fixed the fence. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just now finishing up fixing her. Like, she got an in-ground gutter system and it had a whole bunch of weeds and stuff in it. And so one day I was just looking at it and I was over here at the crib like, man, I'm bored. And I was like, so I just picked up all the dirt up out of it and everything so it'd be back free and stuff. But when I took the grates out and tried to put them back in, they wouldn't go back in because so much dirt over the years had already packed on the sides, and I didn't realize that when I pulled it out, the plastic folded in some. So, and then I had to do a little bit of research for the longest, figure out how I was gonna fix it, and I was just out here smoking one day, and I was like, just pull that shit up. I went over there with my bare hand and just pulled the shit straight up, and I was like, oh yeah, that's it right there. Pull this shit up, clean the fucking dirt out, put the shit back down. Then I'm gonna go to Home Depot and get like the little rubber seal stuff to put on the sides of it so that don't no dirt get that back down in there and shit like that. So
It was just like a little grate or what? Like a little metal grate or rubber grate?
I pulled my damn back fucking around with that goddamn gate and shit. Hold on.
Old ass man, shut up.
Man, this ain't nothing but an upgrade. Can you see it?
No, you ain't point. There it is. Oh, okay, it's one of the water grades. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Need
know it.
American.
This the
We
one right
need
here that I actually.
American man up here for this.
Hey, Petty, you know what you do next? Is get you a pressure washer. Right?
Yeah, I got it. I already got it. Yeah.
Hey, pop all those out. Pop all those out all through that whole straight right there. And pressure wash the shit out that bitch, bro. And you won't have a problem with drainage for the next year or two.
Oh yeah, well this day crib. I'm only kicking it here for a little second, so I can find me a nice little crib and shit. I've been looking at houses lately.
Bro, we know them situations.
It's about time. It's just time to upgrade, man. I got to get me a piece of land. I need to get me another a good dependable vehicle. This is a dependable vehicle that I'm in. I'm not even gonna lie, but I mean I need something with AC and the full shebangs and everything. Right now, I ain't got it, and so. But I'm looking at if I'm just gonna spend money to get the AC fixed, I might as well put some more money with it, save up, and get it done. Because I think this ride is paid off this year. And look at my book. So yeah, man, I'm trying to do something. But this they shit, and I'm just over here just practicing, I guess, for when I get my shit. How to fix the AC at they shit. You know what I'm saying? The AC went down and all that type shit. So yeah. Yeah, man. How y'all doing?
I'm doing great. I decided to pop a show up today.
I
ain't been around too much lately, so I figured I'd just throw up a Sunday and say what's up, see what's happening, and get out here and start talking. It's a new day, so everybody feel good.
Another day in paradise, man.
Yeah. Yesterday's over with. Get over with what was on yesterday. Let's start with today. So that's it.
Okay, see Bob instead.
Some people
Charles Darwin, he's in the show. A lot of people watching today. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank y'all. We got the panelists up here. Pay, 12th Man, Untrackable. We're having a good Sunday, just chilling, conversating. No arguing, no fighting.
And what's great for Bob is we ain't started smoking yet. That way he ain't got he talking shit.
Man, Bob need to lay off the smoke, man. Bob need to lay off the smoke. He just need to come down to Florida and visit for a little bit. Had that man.
He needs to roll up one.
And listen, he'll be walking straight, talking like a black man within 3 hours of spending time around me.
Bob one of them people who don't smoke, but he like to be around people that smoke so he can get the contact. He can still feel black.
You know, you can't pass the piss test on the contact, they say. So you can, you know. So
don't make Bob put up the watermelon patch again.
Man, I found a shirt.
The watermelon Bob.
I found a shirt for him. It's like a t-shirt, and it has a watermelon on the belly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that it looks like a real watermelon sticking out, but if you're skinny, you just look like a small little watermelon. But it's got the vines all on the shoulders and all around the back. Yeah, it's a watermelon vine with a watermelon on it, bro.
You know, the moment delicious nature becomes racist, it is the moment that I don't think I want to be here anymore, because it turned me off for some watermelon. Go ahead and make a watermelon racist while I'm eating.
My whole thing is, if white people were really that racist back then, do you think they was just gonna let niggas have that to themselves, that they wasn't gonna be eating it too? Everybody was.
That was the problem. Hold up, if you really
we're not just gonna like, oh yeah, we're just gonna give the watermelon to them. We don't like it.
Petty.
Not even with salt on it. Some people take a little salt and put it on them.
It came with the black folks who came on the slave ships because they were able to carry the seeds with them from Africa. So the watermelon did come from Africa. It did come from the only fruit that they could grow and able to grow without problems over here.
But we had to grow it on the white man. We had to grow it on the white man's soil, so he had to be cool with it. You don't think he ain't taste that shit?
No, and then they started getting it from y'all.
He was tasting black women, so he had to taste it.
Listen, there's watermelon and there's watermelon, okay?
Like I said, the moment delicious becomes illegal, I'm gonna be a nigga for life.
Damn.
Try me, motherfucker. Try me. You don't. Hey, nobody likes to hear that shit coming out of my mouth. I understand.
I don't give a But the way you said it with the energy, I believe it, nigga. So yeah, nigga, go ahead.
You're not gonna leave me out. Sweet
this is what I just said. This is what I just said. I'm like, how in the fuck are you gonna just say if a dominant race was ruling some shit and they took over another race, and then this race brought over some sweet delicious, and it's a fruit, and if all the black people were eating it, tearing it up, and not dying, you don't think that they now what they do say is if you drink or eat fruits and stuff like that, if your partner goes down on you, like your insides kind of like taste like that. So just imagine if the white dudes was going down on the black chicks back in the day. Oh, they was getting the watermelon 2 times.
The watermelon.
What do you think pineapple eating motherfuckers are getting?
Eddie,
Ah, the black dudes wasn't getting shit back in them days. Them white women wasn't eating no damn watermelon. Well, they probably wasn't. They probably was. It probably was a. They probably went through. Well, I don't know. Because the black people knew
they
what
were
was good watermelon and wasn't good watermelon, so they could have easily fooled master and said like they could have just been like, this bitter watermelon, this is the best, and this is that and the third, and
they
then the one that
was
tastes really
probably
juicy and
eating
stuff, they probably could have kept it for themselves. So that could have been a
they
one-off
was
back then.
probably eating cantaloupe or something like that. What do you think? They didn't
For white,
eat watermelon, or
you mean for white people
were
back
they
then or
eating
black people?
cantaloupe? What do
Because
you
I don't
think?
know what was the rich white
Were they
fruit back
eating
then other than
cantaloupe?
watermelon? Strawberries or some shit?
I
Apple?
apologize. There's
My bad.
there's elitists and there's racists, and elitists come in all shapes and colors and sizes, and racists come in all shapes and colors and sizes, and there's doers and not doers, and I think there's more of I think there's more of us doers that are so this is the tossed salad right here.
Don't say that.
Oh, solid.
They pause on that shit. No, they pause.
You don't
Hold
like
on.
hearing that. You don't like hearing
on.
that because of the gay connotation. But guess what?
Yeah,
The
I got you. I got you.
dudes like us until they're not. Let somebody try to put me down, no matter what I am. I would expect the same out of each and every one of you. Don't let somebody put you down. Be who you are.
Damn right.
Because we are down here. Hey, I'm not trying to put y'all down, but I know where I am. I know where I get fucked every single day by the goddamn government. So
Damn,
Yeah.
you don't like the government, dog. I see that now.
I mean, it is what it is. He ain't telling no lies, shit, hell,
He
day.
ain't tell no lie, but
if you think that if you think that
the more they come at you.
if you think that my white skin protects me from those white politicians, you got
Hell no.
another thing, because I'll show you the numbers. I'll show you the numbers. They hate
We
me.
know that.
They hate me.
All you gotta do is go look at my old cop videos, and there's plenty of white people getting pulled over and getting done wrong, just like they do black people. And all of the body cam videos that I be doing reactions to and all that other type shit, bro. So it's all the way around. Governments
Charlie.
don't like nobody, and if you look at all the governments of the world, all the way worldwide, none of them care. It's always scam somewhere, somebody frauding somebody. And they don't catch it until the money has already done been spent.
That's true. Charles, man, your chats are hitting today, bro.
And that's funny too. It's like
Hold on. The only thing you need to know about people is rule 1. People are stupid. Rule 2, refer to rule 1. That is beautiful.
and you know that's interesting in and of itself. Is they say get a college education. I got a college education. They say serve your country. I serve my country. They say procreate. I procreate. They say stick with your woman. I stick with my woman. I got home ownership. I got levels of everything that you should is prescribed for the American dream.
Yep.
So what are you bitching about?
And I get fucked every single day.
Hopefully by your old lady.
Hey, the government goes so hard. It's hard not to get turned on.
What they do is they give you it, and then they slowly start eating away at that shit.
You wonder why,
and trying to enforce on your damn right.
Out of officials' houses is like
What state do you live in? Untrackable sounds
it-
like a local problem.
Oh, damn.
are you saying
What
I should leave?
what state do you live in?
Should I leave or should the politicians get right?
No,
What
that's
state
what
do
state
you
you live in.
live in?
Are you saying that I'm the problem?
No,
I asked you what
And I'm asking
state
you,
do you live in?
problem? Am I the problem? You tell me, am I the problem? Or am I sitting here giving them everything that I got?
Sounds
I'm
like maybe your Democrat
here,
politicians
and
are the problem.
so am I the problem or are they the problem? You tell me.
they the problem. That's
You're
what he's trying to ask. That's why he wants to know
you're
whether you want a Democrat state or Republican state, because if it's the Democrats doing it to you, that's what he's
Where
saying.
am I? Where am I? Am I in a coastal town? Am I in a mountain town? Am I in a Midwestern town? And am I at
he
a
wants to know the demographic, whether it's Republican or Democrat state.
California?
That's
he won't
whoa.
If
he
you
won't say it.
then you don't want them there. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out what have I done
Betty, you
here.
slow, bro.
You don't want me here?
I want to look how far I want in there, big bro. Already. Where you
I'm
at?
already.
You can only push people so
Oh,
far.
okay, my bad. I rolled up.
Look
Let
at
me
that
see
Luigi Mangione. You can only push somebody so far.
Let me see that thing. Look at this.
No. There's going to be a bunch of heads just laying on the ground. Fuck you. Ask me where I am. Where are you? Are you in a state of mind that understands that it doesn't matter where you are?
I'm in Kenai, Alaska.
If
A low
you
tax state.
you go
I
all
paid
in,
0 taxes. I paid 0 taxes on my home, and I love it here. I paid 0 taxes.
Don't Alaska be dark pretty much throughout the year?
Not all the time.
Yeah, it's getting darker right now. Yes, sir.
sure. Hey, if
But
Alaska,
I don't pay.
if Alaska
I
is United
don't.
States, why can't it be
This nigga living like Dracula.
cool conditions
So,
around?
no, hold on. You're the one crying about taxes and this and that and everything else. Untrackable. So where the fuck do you live?
I live in the United States of America, where they are so
That's what I thought.
saying that you
Hold up. So that's not happening in Florida. Hold up.
You have
In Florida,
outstayed.
we're doing-
To move you
the
out
cost
to
of living-
Kansas.
Hold on, Untrackable.
No choice but
Hold
to
on.
move to Kansas.
But hold on. It depends on where you're living at. Depends on what problems you're having, really. That's what 12th Man is saying. 12th Man is saying that you live in a state that maybe taxes y'all to death. That may be why he's coming and asking what state. He's not asking what town, what city, what anything you live in. He's just trying to understand whether you live in a Democratic state or a Republican state. And that makes the difference.
Yeah,
If you're
12
living
is
in
on
a
your side.
Democratic state, you're getting hit with taxes everywhere. They want to tax the shit out of everything. So it isn't the government,
Yeah.
it's the state. It's a local problem.
Yeah. To 12
That's right,
ain't, 12
man.
ain't trying to come at you. 12 honestly is on your side. You just gotta let them cook. You gotta let them really cook, or just fill them out. You know what I'm saying? With a couple more
He's not
questions,
attacking you.
you would know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah, he's
Just
not
let 'em
attacking you. He just wanted to inquire so that way he can understand why you're paying so much taxes than what he is in his state. His state pays less taxes. Follow?
Well,
That's
he
all.
ain't shit. Now,
He's
me and
also
him ain't shit because we know this, and we say here
Hey, hold
And
on.
we
He's
both over here half baked, and we slipped and let y'all kept going, and now we coming back in to smooth
I'm just
let you
saying
know that.
he's also disabled.
Yeah, man. Yeah. 12.
But see,
Yeah.
that's sad. That's sad
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
there because the disabled veterans, they get
Yeah.
penalized the most with the little amount of money they got.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't understand that.
Yeah.
And taxes go from a lot of things. Like we get taxed from our paycheck. Not only do we get taxed from our paycheck, but we also get taxed by the things we buy. Not only do we get taxed by the things we buy, we get taxed by the things we own. So
I hate seeing Hellcats with handicap license plates.
Hey, but that's why I run a Toyota Camry with expired registration.
stop saying that. Stop saying that, Untrackable. They're gonna listen. They're gonna get you.
I don't care what they hear. I
The
would
flock
not be
cameras
here
are out,
able
homie.
to.
No,
I
the
would not.
flock cameras are out.
You
That's
know
what the
what?
flock cameras are for.
I flock.
Hey.
I'm about to put cameras on top of their cameras.
They not using the flock cameras for that. They're using the flock cameras to track down ex-girlfriends and all this other type shit. Did
You
I
see
send
what
you
I'm
that
saying?
video?
So,
Did I send you that
yeah.
video?
Dude, there's about like 10, 15 cops arrested for that shit.
Did I send you the video of Darth Vader in like a little Congress little speaking and he hey, he laid it all the way out there, bro. You gotta look it up. It's probably on TikTok.
It's
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Yeah.
He said this is what the empire requires. It's like this, yeah, that's some to the effect of what he said. He's like, this is what the empire, yeah. I saw
to look at the little kiddos and I need to be able to track down my ex and all this other type stuff. I was like, bro has no
You
chill.
sound like you're playing a victim, Untrackable. Like you're a fucking victim or something. Or
I don't see
something.
a problem with Charles. I don't see a problem with being a disabled. I see a problem with the way the government treats the disabled veterans. That's the only thing I see.
I am such a victim.
Yes, you are. You're a victim.
Man, I will never be repaired from living in this world. I did not choose to exist. I think I need reparations.
Yeah. Hey, Tupac said that in one of his albums. He said, was it Idi Amin, or he said Gaddafi? He said, like my nigga Gaddafi said, somebody got to explain. He said, damn, how was it? It was on the Machiavelli. He said, somebody got to explain to me. No,
look up the lyrics.
He said that to some words of like the world owe me something. Somebody got to explain it to who owe me in this world, something like that. Man, wait a minute. I'm about to look it up.
That's why I like. That's why I like Tony Montana. Tony Montana says the best.
Look it up now.
I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. You need to point your fucking finger. I'm the bad guy.
And I will say at 43 years old,
God,
I gotta go on mute so I can find this shit. Hold on.
Yeah.
For sure. I gotta say, I am in the middle of getting mine because I was young and dumb, and I did whatever, and I took whatever lessons were coming to me. And
see,
I don't see much. I don't see myself living to 90, 100 plus years old.
You a goddamn lie. I do.
But I
asses at that age too, just because I can't, because I'm an old man. Be like, what's up, mommy?
I'm in a position where the only way I'm leaving is if you kill me. The only way.
Patty.
The only
that better not be a stick you rolling either, dog. I know you hear me. Better not be a stick you rolling either. I know you homies how you do right, like them pin and little sticks that you get in prison. That's what you be smoking on, dog. Stop doing that, dog. You ain't in prison. Okay, Patty? He can't hear me. It's okay. I'm just fucking with him. Oh, you can hear me?
I'm just locked in trying to find this damn lyric. I can't remember exactly which album it fucking was. Whether it was
It don't
damn
matter, man.
But yeah, he
Hey,
said some
look.
shit like I need answers to like somebody owe me something in this motherfucking world.
Okay,
You know
put
what I'm
that
saying?
in.
Shit,
Put those words right into Google. Put somebody owe me something in this MFer, and then say Tupac. And
yeah,
then
that's what
you'll
that's what I'm punching in.
God damn, I have to teach y'all fucking youngins how to use the internet, man.
You got life effed up. I was on it. I had to stop what I was doing to let you know that I was paying attention.
That seems to be an argument often is what are you going to give me? What are you going to give me? And you know, my question is, does hey, my lifetime, it's already spoken for. If you're going to give me anything, if you're going to give me something, make it better for the next
I
generation.
ain't giving you shit.
Yeah, I know. Because we're giving you so much. So the thing is, let it be for them. Correct the issues. Don't give me a freaking dime.
Who? Wait, who are you talking about correct the issue? We can't correct the issues in your state. That's what we're trying to get to you on that. That's why we're saying it's more of a local problem. I understand you got other issues with the government as far as your disability or thing like that from the government, being involved with them and stuff. But you can't take that up on everybody out here is having the same issue. We're not. We are having different scenarios depending on our location, our regional location. So let's say you live in whatever the highest tax paying state is in the United States, and they're taxing the shit out of you. You can't blame us and the government for being taxed because your state is doing that. That's something internal you have to take care of. You have to go to your senators. You have to go to your lawmakers. You have to say, hey, we want these things changed. If you don't step up and do that, you can sit here and cry on the internet about how the government is so bad to you when it's not the government. Now, when you talk about the government as far as your disability military stuff, that's a different subject. If they're treating you on a different level, then that's something you have to address. You know?
Okay. So what happens when extremists start, peeking out of the woodwork and start doing extreme things, if you understand
What the fuck are you talking about?
Give an example of the extreme thing you're talking about why you're getting taxed so much in your state.
Hey, stuff like that will cost the extremists their life.
You're exactly right, Mexican Einstein. He's pissed off. Untruckable is pissed off because he lives in a high tax state and he can't stand it. That's what it is.
That could be possible. I'm not saying he's upset. I'm just saying that I know he's upset at the government because the government seems to be doing him wrong. Now, if it's because of the taxes in his state, then that's something he can address in the state level. If it's something in the military stuff, then he has to address that in the military status, not as in the government's coming at me. Because the government actually gives you a lot of options.
Just to be clear, I don't get anything from the military. I did, 5 years, 9 months. I don't get anything from them.
Okay, then your disability comes from where? Your own personal accident. Let's just say.
I'm not disabled.
Well,
I don't get anything.
Mm.
So don't put that on me.
okay, I apologize. I didn't know. I thought with you discussing that earlier about the
Bet.
disability and stuff, you were on disability and stuff. I thought that's what you were talking about. I apologize. Now you're saying you're
No,
not
I-
on disability.
I was calling 10th man disabled.
Oh, okay. I got lost. My bad. I took it to another level. My bad.
I don't know his status. I don't know if he was military. I don't know if he's just
Man,
dis.
12th man
or-
disabled to the bottom, man. 12th man
I'm
is
just saying,
disabled to
I
the bottom.
was saying, like if you get something, you know, off of just being, you know, you're probably getting more.
Only
than
the rich can do that. Only the rich can get
Listen,
something for this.
motherfucker.
working
I
man.
was with the union, and I get a pension now
Oh, my boy got a
that I'm
check.
disabled.
He
I
get a
don't.
fat check.
I don't depend off the government for shit.
Hey,
I
12th
get
man.
a pension,
Hey, 12th
motherfucker.
man.
Understand that right now.
Hey, 12th man.
Understand that I get a pension.
Hey, 12th
Okay,
man.
untrackable.
I also understand what a pension is, and so like when, bro, if you come at me, I'm gonna come at you. I think that's fair game. I'm not here to hurt your feelings.
Oh, head meds. Oh man, that's not good, Charles. You're only crazy because you're getting older. That's it. Old people get crazy, dog. Older people get crazy. I don't know how old you are, but you seem to have gone through it quite a bit. So, and now they want to get your head meds. Fuck that. I take the $7 still. The hell with the head meds. They were talking. Somebody was talking. I was listening to something. I forget what it was. Talking about the dude went in for like 2 weeks straight to a mental institution when he was like 18. And he seen people being like normal up until the parents or the people, the visitors came to see them. And then they started giving them pills and stuff and it make them be like seeing things, hallucinating, all kinds of stuff. So they act fucking mental, right? And keeping them there at the mental institutions, bro. He was like, what? So in Florida, I know they cut them out. I don't know if they brought them back yet or not. I think there's talks about it. But the mental institutes, when I was a young kid or a young teenager, they closed every mental institute in the state of Florida, bro. You know what they did to them people? You want to know?
Magical shock therapy.
Nah, you don't want to know what they did to them people? They unlocked the doors and said, have a nice day. Yes, sir. Except
They
for like
locked them in there.
the murdering criminals and stuff, the murdering ones, they got transported, but the rest of them that were just insane, have a nice day. Don't care. Family, whatever, got to pick you up.
Bye bye.
Out of here.
Have a good night, motherfucker.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. We made so many jokes about it because we would see homeless people on the side of the road or something, be like, "Oh, that's probably one of them crazy people got out of the institute," some shit like that, you know. Hey, what do you do with a whole bunch of crazies in the jail?
These niggas released Arkham Asylum. That's crazy.
It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Yeah,
Well, they had one of those spit-nailed jokers the other day, Mexican, been over in the middle of the street. And I'm like, what in the fuck is this state coming in? What are we turning into?
Oh, you getting into those
Mexican
them freaks?
fentanyl bending over zombies.
I'm surprised you didn't go tap that ass.
Zombies bending over in the street.
Yes, Charles. Yes, that's fact.
What
Jail
the
and
fuck
prisons
is
are the new
this shit?
insane asylums. That is fact, sir. I can attest to that because there's some crazy motherfuckers in prison. There's some crazy mother people in prison. I'm telling you, it's wild in there. I never want to go there. Don't attest to, don't want to, don't need to.
Yeah.
See, I'll be
I
back.
like to be wild and free
I'm an asshole.
myself,
I didn't mean to.
Mexican
Well,
understand.
y'all, I must go. Peace. Hey, Untrackable, you didn't become an asshole. What are you talking about? You were just talking to 12th man. Y'all were having conversations, dog. There was no assholism. We were just trying to understand where you were coming at as far as why you were so mad at the government in this situation when we were talking about taxes, because you said you were getting taxed so much and the government's doing it to you. So that's all, brother. You're more than welcome to come back anytime. You didn't go too far off schedule.
He got his butthole hurt.
Damn, tough man. He's so wrong. Hey, how many beers you drank today, dog?
Don't matter.
Yeah, it does. Shit. I want to know if you're having a good time or if you're too drunk. Me, shit. What? That's it.
Shit. I don't know. I'm about
Five,
to have
6,
another beer.
7. And they ain't bad, dog. You
I
good.
might go outside and get another bear.
Well, I know
I'll
once you
see
get to
in
like
a minute.
10, once you get close to the end of the 12 pack, you kind of like, I don't know, it ain't like, it's like hangry. You know when you're angry and you're hungry, but you get beer and angry. So it's like, I don't know what to call it yet.
No, I don't get angry and hungry or hungry or whatever. I got fried chicken and mac and cheese and let's see what else I got. I got all kinds of shit around here. Hawaiian rolls. Man, we're doing all right over here in Alaska.
I bet. I'm doing all right in Florida. I'll tell you right now. I'm fine, even though this state is what it is.
Oh yeah, coleslaw. I got coleslaw.
Hey, thank you,
I got
Charles.
some good
I think
old
I'm on the track. I think I got
coleslaw.
untrackable. Oh no. Oh, well, now he got a new subscriber. I didn't realize I was on untrackable. I wasn't a member. I got him though now, locked in like a bullseye target. Booyah. Anyways, Petty, what happened to you? You came in all sour face.
Oh no, I had to go get another beer.
Damn, that's the talk of the day. Another beer. 12 man was just saying the same
That's
thing.
about what I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to do in a minute.
I love it. It's a good Sunday to relax and enjoy the day.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got any topics? Chat. Y'all have any topics? It's open for discussion today. We can talk about
How's it going, Petty Pendergrass?
You know, another day, paradise.
Yeah. Where you live at?
So I'm in the GA.
Georgia?
Yes, sir.
Right on.
Hey.
You live over there around where Stanley Cross lives.
Oh, I know who that is, but I don't be watching them all like that. I might be subbed to a channel or something like that.
Monday morning. You're in the future, Charles? What the hell? Charles is in the future.
I've seen you around, Petty Pendergrass. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, man. I'll be here and there and everywhere. I'm trying to make myself more visible.
Hey, Petty, are you just not trying to get any information on anybody? Are you in the north side of Georgia or on the south side of Georgia?
I'm in the north.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I was gonna see how close you were to Quincy, Florida. Shit.
You can tell Petty's in the north because how relaxed he is. If he
Damn.
was in the
That's racist, motherfucker.
Man, shit. It take me. I'm about like 40, 50 something miles away from the actual city of Atlanta.
Oh, you too far.
I'm in the outskirts.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
All
what's up.
right. Look, hey, look. Ozzy said he'll give us the winning lotto numbers if we act right. Since I'm an Aussie or I said an Aussie, as Charles, I'm an Aussie. Of course, I'm in the future. Play nice, and I'll give you the winning lotto number. Shit. That's crazy. I forgot Australia's hours ahead. Yeah. So, but
But that's the case, then China is too.
no, yeah, because I think it starts in between Alaska and Russia, the Bering Strait up there. I think that's where the timeline splits.
That's crazy.
And then you go 24 hours around to the east.
I heard they trying to kill daylight savings time.
They did. It's gone.
What's wrong with that? When it's light, it's light. When it's dark, it's dark. Who gives a fuck what time it is?
They messed that up a long time ago for us, Petty. Because I looked at something not too long ago, 13, 13, 13. And if you look at it every like 26 years or something like that, or every 13 years, the seasons change, things change, all kinds of alignments change. But over time, since we've been on this schedule that we've always been at, it's not aligned with actual time. Now, dude, the other day, last week, 9:00 p.m. and it was daylight outside in North Florida. Wow. 9 p.m. and it was like dusk, like the sun was just setting.
Oh shit! I can't explain that.
The Bering Strait is crazy. They have some crazy crabs.
You need Art Bell to explain that for you, Mexican.
Yeah, yeah, Art Bell.
Art Bell?
No, Art Bell. He
Art
had like he got like the radio host. He got conspiracy theorists and stuff like that. Talk show.
Patty, I'm gonna change the subject because you just reminded me of something that I watched. I don't know why this came up.
Rest in peace, Art Bell.
I found out something today about slavery I didn't know about. Slavery was started by a black man.
Nope.
In the 1600s.
Nope.
Just correct me if I'm wrong. There was a gentleman, I'll look up his name in a minute, who was told that he gets so many acres and then plus so many acres if he has slaves. And he was a European guy. He came over and he brought slaves with him. Well, after about 27 years, this other farmer came upon one of his slaves and said, "Hey, why are you still working for this man like this? The guy says, I've been a slave for this man for 27 years. He goes, no, indentured servant stuff only happens for like 7 years. You're able just to run off and go do whatever. This guy took off, ran off, right?
Mm-hmm.
This black gentleman took the white farmer to court and won the case over owning a slave for life. Thus, for the white man incorporated it into his lifestyle. It was in 1631, 1638, something like that. In that time era.
Well, that was before the Constitution.
No. We're talking about here in
doesn't
America.
count.
In America, Charles. In America. Only in America.
He didn't look black.
That was before the Constitution, so it doesn't count. You said 1670 something.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
And
matter. Laws,
just because he got
It
one
doesn't matter.
Just because he got one drop of black in him, don't mean that he black.
Right. But owning the slave system, the slave system in the United States, the way it was functioned, the way it was done, was created by a black man. I'm looking it up right now. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be amazed when you see this. I didn't think so. Hey, listen, there, Petty. I didn't really think about it.
That's the only thing black people. That's the only thing black people didn't invent.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Everything
What's
else,
that?
stoplight and all that other type shit, heart transplants and shit. Yeah, that was us. We'll take that.
What was that?
Petty. Hold on, I got you.
Petty Pendergrass. What was that?
Hmm?
Where they invent? Well, I know they invented a lot of things, but you were saying there was this one thing they invented.
Yeah, the dude is that split the twins the twins apart. What's the name? Ben something. I forgot what his name. Something. The dude, the one black doctor that successfully separated conjoined twins. You got dudes like that.
Dr. Brendan Carson,
Stoplight,
you're talking
hell.
about.
And from what I heard, Ford got the idea of the automobile from a black man, a slave. He swindled him out the idea.
You ready, Petty?
Yeah.
And this is a brother. This is a brother explaining this. All right.
Yeah, my whole life they told me that white folks started slavery, but whole time there was some nigga named Anthony Johnson.
A black guy named Anthony Johnson. Anthony Johnson came to the United States in 1621. Came in from England as a free black. And head rights in those days says anybody coming to the country can get 640 acres free right off the bat. Then plus you can get another 500-600 acres for every slave that you own. He immediately went and had 13 blacks. So within a few years, about 15 years, he was one of the richest blacks in the colonies.
Yeah, I'm a nigga, but I'm like a redneck at heart.
Now go up to 1638. He had all kinds of land and a whole bunch of slaves, getting close to about 70, 80 slaves now. And a white guy went over to one of his plantations. And one of the black slaves there, named John Castor, says, why am I a slave here with this guy? He says he owns me for life. And the white fellow who was a plantation owner also said, look, he doesn't own you for life. Indentured servitude normally runs 5 or 7 years. What do you mean he's got you for life? This black guy said, I've been working for this black slave plantation owner for almost 27 years. The guy said, well, just run off and leave. Forget about it. You don't have to keep working for him. So the black slave, John Castor, ran off. Anthony Johnson then went to court. And he sued the white plantation owner who would encourage the black to run off. And the court accepted Anthony Johnson's claim against the black slave, saying that he owned that slave for life. Now, what happened there never had ever happened on the history of the earth, the black folk, and in this country, where all of a sudden a person laid claims against the individual for the rest of his entire naked life. And it was a black man. And once that court decision was made, whites picked it up. That became the enslavement code, both explicitly and implicitly. And all the states began to enact it then, based on Anthony Johnson's ruling in court that he owns another black person for life.
So you mean to tell me the white man tried to help the black?
Hold on, he almost done.
slave. The black slave ran off. The black man that owned the black slave took the white man to court that tried to help the black man, won the case, and then started a new revolution of owning slaves for life. Woo! Y'all know my slogan.
That probably was his contract. Got to look at the fine print.
Patty?
Got to look at the fine print.
I may have to look at the fine print. We may have to look, me and you may have to look into this together, Petty. Because it was interesting today when I found that. I came across my algo today, this morning before I got on. I saved it for the show.
Yeah.
That's just weird that would be the substance of where slavery came from in the United States in 1621, 31, something like that, in the time era.
Right.
And then they instilled that or implemented that case law into every slave owner, thus making slaves owned by the man that had that paper on them. All due to a case won by a black man who took a white man to court over encouraging his slave to run away. And the courts agreed. The courts, this wasn't the Constitution, the courts agreed that the slave was his for life.
What if the dude had committed a crime and his sentence was to be a slave?
Isn't that what prisons are for?
What if he was a free man and he was committed to doing that? So in actuality, then the white man came over there hating because he thought he could low key steal the black dude.
He didn't steal him though. He told him that you're free. This is like Juneteenth, when the black folks didn't know that they were free.
Okay, so he was hating on the black dude. He couldn't understand why a dude would even though he ran off because he heard he was free, but he was there. They didn't say that he was being tortured or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
We don't know that. We don't know any of that.
He could have been cool beans. You know what I'm saying? And the white dude came and just messed up a good thing.
You know what?
Oh yeah,
well, we're discussing it. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I would have took him to court too. No, I'm just I wouldn't have been in the period, but it would have been some different people slaving for me. It would have been no black people.
But you see what I'm saying though? You see what I'm saying though? Everybody blames it on certain things. You know? And here we have a black gentleman who just said it was X amount so-and-so or so-and-so. Anthony Johnson. 1621. We're going to search that up right now.
Damn. That shit sound all bad.
Oh shit, it's real.
It just sound all bad.
Anthony Johnson was a free man of Africa, successful farmer, and early black landowner in colonial Virginia and Maryland. Born around 1600, he arrived in Virginia in 1621 and was an indentured servant, serving the 1622 Pathan massacre, and later gained freedom with his wife, Mary. Though he heard right systems, he acquired 250 acres and employed both white and black servants. In 1655, he won the landmark case declaring John Carcer a servant for life and early proceedings for lifetime slavery. Johnson moved to Maryland in 1665, leasing 300 acres, but after his 1670 death, Virginia court seized his land, deeming him an alien due to race. Damn. He started it.
Nah, that was a setup.
He started it.
He didn't start anything. That it was already in place.
No, he started it. He started the slavery about completely owning them. Because a white man encouraged his indentured servant to leave after he said he should have been free, and he had been working for the guy for 27 years as a slave.
No.
Evidently, he didn't like it there, Petty, because he left. Something was wrong.
There was no such law.
So then, hold up. This black man takes this white man to court and sues him, or whatever the proceedings are, and says that, hey, he made my slave run away, and that's my slave for life. And the court said, you know what? Yeah, you can own him for life. It's okay. And thus started.
No, go ahead.
And thus started the revolutionary owning of slaves in the United States.
Okay.
I didn't say blacks. I didn't say white. I said owning of slaves in the United States. This is the grandfather right here. And matter of fact, I'll pull his picture up. So you can see
My only comeback is,
go ahead.
just because CERN over there in Switzerland, whatever it is shut down for a couple of years, doesn't mean that there aren't other accelerant particle accelerators that's going off. So our reality is always constantly being distorted, and this is one of those distortions.
Charles said he was prolific, but he didn't start it. Well, by this standard, it says that he started it by the case winning of
that's court wise, but in theory, that's court wise, but in theory and systematically, you know what I'm saying, just the mindset of them people back then,
right.
It was before him. He just caught a sweet deal to where he probably had enough clout to where they couldn't look at him like a Negro.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Let me answer Charles. He says, correct me if I'm wrong.
He might have been light skinned,
but
still with the afro and shit.
But hold up, I agree with y'all.
Albino.
I'm agreeing with you, Petty. I'm agreeing with that factor. But here's the thing that I'm saying that's specific. He is the one who directly caused slavery to incur that people were owned by someone in the United States. That's what this is saying. So this is saying that his court case against this white man for making his slave run away incurred that the ruling ended that the black man had all rights to own the slave that ran away.
So why do you think that happened?
Huh?
I'm gonna tell you. The reason why they allowed that to happen, so it'll set a ripple effect in the minds and psychologically trick all the other black people, letting them know, like, hey, well, shit, damn, we ain't got a chance.
You know what it gave? It gave at that moment when he won that, it gave every single slave owner the right to say they own their slaves for life. That's what that did. That's what originally started that hypocrisy of the white man started the slavery.
The powers that be, no, they did start it. The powers that be did start it. But what they did is they used him as a tool, you know what I'm saying, for history.
No, hold up. They used the system to play it. That's what they did. He wasn't a tool. He's the one who took it to court. He's the one who made the addressing. He wasn't that. They got an opportunity to
if he looked like me with this skin tone and was having slaves and was mingling with white people like he's one of them,
Think of this. Think of this. Think of this, Petty. Think of this. You said it right. They used them as a tool. But yes, I'm agreeing with that. Now check this out. What if this was the perfect opportunity for the white court system to say, hey, now we have a right to say we own these people.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I've been
You
getting
see what
at.
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
that's what I've been getting
but
at.
still,
They use this as a specific time and etched it, and so it kind of
yeah,
laid out a blueprint right after that. So
but
it's
they
kind of like
already had,
it's kind of like getting the first black president. They
they
give you the
already
first
had,
black president, and they like, okay, well,
yeah,
everything else should be smooth on out from there. We give you
yeah,
little trinkets, little positions here and there to let you guys know that we care.
you're right. You're right. But what I'm just saying, though, is they had the opportunity to make a standing statement across slavery.
Yeah.
Even though we look at it, me and you can agree, he was a tool in this situation.
Yeah.
In fact, he isn't. Even though I can look at it the way it is, but the way I say it isn't is because he's the one who brought the case to court. He is the grandfather of slavery as it was in the United States after 1650.
Did he have a wife? Do we know?
Yes.
Do we know what race she was?
Don't know yet.
Now that'll make a difference right there too, because
He was
pillow
a European,
talking with your girl.
but
You know
hold
what I'm
up.
saying?
He was a European free slave.
So he was dating white chicks.
Probably.
And there it is.
I haven't got that information yet. Let me
Yep.
see if I know nobody likes
If he dated a white chick, we need to know who her family was, because her family might have came with a certain type of standard or something like that. A nigga just ain't gonna be out here slaving niggas just to be doing it. And he was a slave before too. That shit just don't work like that.
So hold up. He was an indentured servant when he came to the United States. He was already an indentured servant, and he already earned his freedom when he started to own slaves.
Okay,
Thus, they had a
his wife.
system. They had a system, Petty. They already had a
His wife.
system going on where if you were an indentured servant, you were there for X amount of time. These people that he took in, that he abused and didn't let them know after 7 years, you can leave if you want, but I'll take care of you if you don't. He didn't say that to him. He used them for 27 years.
But
And
what if
then
he had to do it?
Then when his slave, his indentured servant who was free, ran away, he thus took a white man to court to claim that he coerced his slave to leave. Okay? Thus winning the case and saying that if you own a slave, you own them for life.
It's crazy because I want to be on both sides of the fence.
I
want to be there for him winning, but then also at the same time, I'm like, man, hell no, I can't accept that shit. I'm like, I already know the ideology had been around way before.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit after man has started.
Slavery been there,
civilizing themselves and whatever it is, and it probably all started from prison. Or whatever type of first jail that they came up with, and then if they had any type of projects, you know what I'm saying, going along, why just have these dudes sitting there? Why not just put them out there on the damn what's the name and slave them out?
It started a long time before that, Petty. It started when man started taking over other man's tribes and saying, I own you people now. I killed your leader, now you're mine. That's where slavery already became the first evidence of what it was. When back in the day, when man became cognate, understood things, created fire, they created tribes. Tribes thus then went to whatever. Or you can use the biblical sense, Adam and Eve got created and blah, 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 blah. and now they created the world. You know, either which way, the story goes that we came from something. Then, thus, we took from something. So that tribe over there had land, had animals, had something. So we went and took that tribe, thus came into slavery. It's been there since the dawn of time, since man has been created, since we were born, it's been etched in us. But who's dominated it over the years? The white man. The white man. But I just proved to you, Petty. I did it. A young black gentleman on the internet just proved to you something different. And now I got it pulled up in front of me and it's saying all the same things that man was saying on that stage. That the black man started slavery in the United States.
Nope. He was Chinese.
Oh, you didn't want it. Oh, you didn't want to. You don't want to accept it. You don't want to accept it. It's all right.
Yeah, he could have been Spanish. I mean,
damn, he was known as the Black Patriarch of the first community of Negro property owners in America.
yeah. No, it was a lot of black people that was saving black people from slavery and stuff like that. And the only time the only time they were subject to abuse is if fellow white people came over to visit. And so they was like, man, I gotta look the part. This is gonna hurt. And I'm sorry, dog, but man, I gotta do this. You know what I'm saying?
See, Petty, look, John even says it. It was usually 7 years of servitude. It was that way for everyone who came to the Americas. That's what I was trying to say. But this particular court case in itself is what grandfathered in, I own you.
Nope.
It was a black man who did it, Petty. You got to accept it.
What the slave owners used to tell people is that it's in the Bible.
Petty, we're not negating any fact that slavery has been here. I even just said it was from the beginning when the first man pulled the other woman by her hair and dragged her in a tent and made kids with her. And they decided, you know, things were wrong. And then the brother from the other tribe came over and took over his head and said, now I got my sister back and now I own your tribe. That was slavery, dog.
Whatever white man that said that slavery was cool in the Bible, yeah, that's the one.
Let me look that up. Only 1 second. I gotta get my chat back on. Let's see, you put it right there.
Yeah, that shit's all bad though.
Petty, I'm just an eye opener. That's it, dog. I just like to be in.
Whoever got his last name is like in a real bad spot right about now.
Say what?
Whoever got his last name is like in a real bad spot right about now.
Johnson.
Like anybody with the last name Combs or Carter.
I see you a little choked up on that, Petty, and I know you don't want to accept what history has brought us, but would this be an eye changer for people in like real life?
What you and your brother be doing. Yeah, y'all be going through history and picking out messy facts about black people. Wait till I go through history and start. Wait till I start going through history and picking out messy stuff from Mexican.
Hey, listen, you can pick out all the messy shit. I probably agree with you on that shit, but I'm not doing that, Petty. I was just bringing something up because I didn't understand.
Y'all don't agree with me on the Cowboys, so I don't expect you to agree.
Hey, you know what, Petty? You're lucky I don't drop people on this bitch. I don't drop people. I'm telling you right now, folks. Why you got the Cowboys? They just won yesterday. I didn't watch them, and they won by a big score. What's up?
Damn it, this is preseason.
Yes, Charles. History is messy. It is messy at the best of times.
Mm-hmm.
So, but let me play this real quick because I gotta play this.
Yesterday's mystery.
Yeah, I think this is a video he sent, and we will play. If there's music, I'll have to stop, but if not, we're good.
56. In the dead of night, the militiamen enter the house with guns and order 3 men, James Doyle and his adult sons William and Drury, to come with them. They reluctantly comply, while Doyle's wife and the boy's mother watches sobbing. The armed men lead the Doyles into the dark and begin to question them. Had they participated in the sacking of the abolitionist town of Lawrence? You see, 3 days ago, an armed paramilitary force had descended on Lawrence, flying banners reading Southern Rights and varying racist phrases. They had smashed the presses of its 2 abolitionist newspapers and burned down the Free State Hotel. As they were being questioned, the Doyles noticed something. These interrogators were not from the law. Rather, they are the radical abolitionist John Brown and 2 of his sons, and this is not an arrest. Of course, we don't know exactly how they responded, but at a signal from Brown, broadswords flash in the moonlight. And when the screaming dies down, Brown finishes James Doyle with a pistol shot, and he and his boys depart. They have a busy night ahead of them. There are 3 more slaves on his list tonight. Thanks so much to Trade Coffee for keeping us history-loving beans well caffeinated. John Brown is one of the most controversial figures in American history. A radical abolitionist, he preached that a nonviolent solution to slavery was not possible, that all races were equal under God and the law, and that the only form of emancipation was immediate and total. If that required a violent uprising, then so be it. Now, while we as modern people admire his goals of racial equality and an immediate end to slavery, in the 1850s, these were extreme views, even amongst abolitionists. And Brown's use of violence horrified the largely pacifist anti-slavery movement at the time, at first. He was referred to as insane, as a zealot, and debates continue to this day over whether he was a hero or what we would today call a terrorist. His willingness to act on his principles, to spill white blood to liberate black people, would make him simultaneously one of the most admired and hated men in America, especially after he seized a federal arsenal in an attempt to kickstart and arm a massive slave rebellion. In fact, he's often listed, personally, as lighting the fuse of the Civil War. And if that's true, we know when the match was struck. Ohio, 1812. John Brown has just met a slave owner for the first time, and he likes him. It's a marshal who runs the town where John has just delivered his father's cattle. And at a dinner party, the marshal cannot stop talking about how great he thinks John is. He's amazed that John, only 12, drove his father's cattle here alone. He recounts John's adventures and life of hardship, moving from Connecticut to Frontier, Ohio, and losing his mother at age 8. And as the party talks, they're served by the marshal's slave, a boy about John's age. Earlier that evening, the 2 had played as friends. Now, John is a strict Calvinist, raised in the abolitionist hotbed of Hudson, Ohio. He'd been taught slavery is evil, and he'd seen the escaped slaves his father, a conductor on the Underground Railroad, hid on their farm. But this marshal, he doesn't seem evil. He's so nice. But as the guests leave, this same man who treated John so kindly walks to the fireplace, picks up an iron shovel, and begins beating his friend over the head with it for not serving the food fast enough. That was John Brown's first brush with slavery. Not the kind portrayed in abolitionist pamphlets and speeches, mind you, but real slavery, where you could see the bruises and smell the blood.
Spill the water and have 100 push-ups. A true master.
It horrified him. Truly, he thought, this was a sin against God. And Brown thought about God a lot. He did so.
Now we are talking about maybe 150, 200 years difference in the subjects, just to let y'all know. So this, I understand where it's going, but the actual part was the actual, the actual beginnings of it, I think. But we'll continue though.
So while wandering the woods during his off hours, after working in his father's tannery, he memorized the Bible cover to cover and could recite any verse perfectly on command. However, his dreams of becoming a minister were dashed at the age of 16, when he went east to do preparatory theological studies, but found himself unequal to it. His schooling was poor, and an eye condition made him unable to keep up with the reading. He instead returned to Hudson to start a new tannery, complete with a room for hiding escaped slaves. It was a success, though Brown gained a reputation as a bit of an eccentric who would not weigh and sell hides unless they were fully dried, even if the customer wanted them. No customer of mine is paying for water. They brought in a woman to bake bread, and John, though shy, would go on to marry her daughter, Dianthe. They would have 7 children together. Now, we have to take a moment to talk about what Brown was like as a father, because for him, battling slavery would become a family affair. Brown ruled over his family like an Old Testament patriarch. He could be gentle and affectionate, singing his children to sleep and nursing them when they were ill, but even minor infractions in the Brown household were corrected with a switch, despite Brown clearly not enjoying it. In fact, once, when his eldest son, John Jr., had accumulated 25 lashes, Brown saw an opportunity for religious education. After giving the teenaged boy 8, he handed Junior the switch and told him that he would take the other 17. A lesson he hoped in both Jesus taking on the sins of the world and that Junior hurt his father when he disobeyed. When he was 25, Brown sold his tannery and relocated the family to Pennsylvania.
I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of a pretty neat trick. Gave him 7 and then made him do the rest on him to teach him the punishment that he gave his father. That's kind of a flip reverse on there, Patty. I would have never thought that.
Yeah.
John said they made good movies about John Brown a few years ago. There's 2 more parts of this. If you want the links, yeah, go ahead, Charles. We'll play them. If there's 2 more parts of this, I don't care. I'm having pretty fun with this. So,
this was partially because Brown never felt content unless he was building something, but also because the escaped slaves he hid at his farm would be safer. Despite his youth, Brown became a major figure in the community there, founding another tannery, surveying, becoming a postmaster, and helping 2,500 people escape to Canada over the next decade, until misfortune struck. First, his 4-year-old son died, followed by Dianthe dying in childbirth, delivering a stillborn daughter. Brown, himself ill and in deep grief, sent his 5 children to a neighbor as he spent hours each day lying face down on their graves and weeping. He remarried the next year to the 17-year-old Marianne, daughter of his housekeeper, with whom he'd have 13 more children. Yet Brown's businesses never recovered from his lost year. He moved his family back to Ohio and bought land near a developing canal. Sure, he'd be able to sell it for an enormous profit. However, the Panic of 1837 wiped him out, and his large number of children ensured he'd never be financially sound again. This was yet another confusing period for Brown. He knocked around, working where he could find it, and he fretted that, despite his work on the Underground Railroad, he simply wasn't doing enough to battle slavery. He was ejected from his church for inviting a black family to sit in his pew, and mused over starting a school for African-American youth. And Brown's dark decade was mirrored nationally in the wider abolitionist movement. During the time of Brown's father, it had been assumed that with the importation of slaves banned in 1807, the institution would die out. Instead, it was growing more powerful politically and economically. Slave owners had responded to the tightened supply with livestock-like breeding programs, doubling the enslaved population from 2 million to 4 million. Efforts to stop slavery's expansion failed as well. Pro-slavery legislators negotiated the Missouri Compromise of 1820, creating a situation where for every northern free state added to the Union, a southern slave state would be added as well. Slavery advocates also increasingly relied upon violence. In 1835, a pro-slavery mob in Boston crashed a lecture by William Lloyd Garrison, founder of the American Anti-Slavery.
Hold up. You telling me that when a state came to be in the United States, they said, oh, you can own slaves. Next one comes up, oh, well, you can't own slaves. Next one comes in, oh, now you can own slaves. What the hell kind of system is that?
Yeah, it was a selection.
There was no selection. It was just whatever next state was got next in line. What it sounds like. That's crazy work, Penny. God damn it, dog.
It's a selection of states that somebody had in mind to make it easy for that shit to go.
I knew a little bit about this Brown guy, but I didn't know there was much like this. I knew he had a place that he hid slaves on the underground trade and stuff, like his father, but I didn't know all this extra shit. This is wild. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah, it's just wild.
Society. The 1,500 rioters pulled Garrison through the street by a rope, and only the mayor's intervention prevented his lynching. Another blow came in 1837, when an armed mob besieged minister and abolitionist newspaper editor Elijah P. Lovejoy in the warehouse that he'd used to hide his printing press. Lovejoy was shot 5 times and had to be buried in an unmarked grave to prevent desecration. Memorial services were held across the nation, and in Springfield, Massachusetts, a strange thing happened. At the end of the service, as the last hymn reverberated, a man stepped from the back of the church and raised his right hand. He was new in town, a wool specialist, I think, but he'd already made an impression. "Here by God," the man said, "in the presence of these witnesses, from this time, I consecrate my life to the destruction of slavery." It was John Brown, and he had found his mission. A mission he was in exactly the right place to pursue, since he had moved to Springfield in order to make the connections that would help him strike a death blow to slavery. Connections that would put him in contact with Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, and the Secret Six, the abolitionist financiers who discreetly funded his guerrilla war. The path to bloody Kansas was laid, and John Brown would follow it. Seriously, there's so much more for us to cover. We're going to need a pick-me-up. Ooh, so you know what that means, Zoe?
So, Patty, this is how slow I am with a little bit of things in history. What is the Secret Six?
The Secret Six? Ain't that something from
Harriet Tubman? Hold on, listen.
Connections that would put him in contact with Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, and the Secret Six, the abolitionist.
Have you ever heard of the Secret Six?
Yeah, that's
John says it's a Northern anti-slavery Republican Party was an offshoot when the Whig Party split. John Q. Adams was the founder of the party, the Secret Six.
I thought that was from the show The Boys.
Nah, what was that?
I believe so.
Yeah, I didn't know nothing about the Secret Six. Thanks, John. I appreciate that. Let's keep on.
Financiers who discreetly funded his guerrilla war. The path to bloody Kansas was laid, and John Brown would follow it. Seriously, there's so much more for us to cover. We're going to need a pick-me-up. Ooh, so you know what that means, Zoe? Heck yeah, coffee o'clock delivered right to my door. Thanks, Trade Coffee. Now, as some of you probably know by now, I've gotten pretty deep into what one could call the infinity gauntlet of convenient commodities. And, okay, actually, hold on a second. I'm going to stop reading the script real quick. Do you all know how long I have wanted to actually work with Trade Coffee? Because, seriously, myself and, like, most of the EC crew drink a lot of coffee. And we're always looking for new roasts from independent roasters, right? Using ethically and sustainably sourced beans, because that is something that is very important. And then we finally got talking with Trade, and it was a match made in caffeinated heaven. I am so pumped, and now I'm going to tell you all about them. So their whole thing is to enable you to make the best cup of coffee at home, specifically to your taste, every day. Case in point, I am a down and dirty French press boy for life. So not only did Trade help me select a great blend from a local New York roaster, mind you, but they also ground it to my preferred brewing method and then delivered it fresh to my door, so it was ready to make like the moment it arrived. And it was so good. Whereas Jeff is more of an espresso guy with his fancy schmancy latte machine, so he opted for dark roast whole beans from an indie roaster to grind himself. And then actually when we got together to talk about which brewing method was better, it's the French press, by the way, we actually just ended up talking about how well Trade really did match our flavor palettes to the coffees that they sent us. We were actually pretty impressed. So look, if you would like to join us in upgrading your...
Let's go to the other one. Oh shit, my bad.
Yes, I got
to go to my page. There we go. Eve Online. Who plays Eve Online? I'm ready to start going Twitch on mine again. I think I'm gonna do that again on like a Sunday. I think I'm gonna keep my Saturday shows on a Saturday. But let me get pause. I'm gonna do my shows on Saturdays and keep like Sunday for my gaming hour or whatever. And I'm gonna start going back into the verse of Eve Online, which is pretty good. I think that was over with at that point, wasn't that? I think that's what that was. I had to move some things around. Let's see if I can move some more things around. Sorry, Charles. I think that was at the end of that one. They were just doing a commercial for the end of that episode. Go ahead, Petty.
Oh no, I'm just moving and shit. Told you my damn back.
So far, well, what do you think about this shit so far, Petty? Because some of it's new news to me.
Shit's new news to me too. Shit. I mean,
I hung out with Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass.
I would have to, yeah, like I say, I'm soaking it in, and I just have to do some independent research if I, yeah. Just to double back on it. That's all right.
This guy's name was John Brown.
Oh, yeah.
1847.
That name definitely sticks out, especially the last name. So shit, yeah. That's one of them names you can't ever forget.
Yeah. Can someone drop Petty's link? Petty, can you drop her link in the back? Let me go see if I can find it real quick. Go to this one. Let's go to my subscribers. Show more. Petty, where you at? I know you're in here, fool, somewheres. Gotta look for the Petty. Where the hell are you at on this? That's wild. Oops, went on the wrong screen. Petty. Damn, you ain't. I know I'm subscribed to you, homie. I know that.
I'll drop it in a second. I'm getting ready to move upstairs. I got to drop down for a second.
Yes, sir.
Because I know it's going to cut off.
Yeah, you can do it when you come back. All right?
All right, that's bad.
Be safe, homie. Enjoy.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, let's go back to that video because that was pretty interesting to me. I was kind of intrigued with that. Some things I did not know, and I'm learning today.
Springfield, Massachusetts. Frederick Douglass is fascinated. He'd come to this house at the owner's invitation, curious about the one white member of the black church where he'd just given a lecture about his life under slavery. Now, when he's had dinner with white abolitionists in the past, it's usually at fine houses, and it's awkward. But this man, John Brown, lives in a house more modest than Douglass's own, and his family is so used to having black neighbors for dinner that there's no hint of tension. The table is full of lively conversation and gentle prodding. Yet after dinner, when Brown sends his daughter upstairs, telling her that Papa cannot sing her to sleep tonight, the conversation changes. Brown tells Douglass that he believes slavery is evil, unnatural, that the enslaved must take violent action in their own emancipation, and that he, John Brown, is willing to lay down his life in the effort. Douglass has heard white abolitionists make this claim before, but this time, he believes it. Thanks so much to Factor for keeping us well fed on a busy schedule. John Brown's meeting with Frederick Douglass, the most famous black orator of the abolitionist era, was no mere happenstance. In fact, Brown had intentionally moved to the abolitionist center of Springfield in order to deepen his knowledge and contacts in the movement. He'd also been offered a job tending sheep, and, well, he needed the work. Turned out, Brown was talented with animals, and if he'd stuck to those trades, he probably would have kept financially stable. But instead, he kept pouring money, both his and loaned from friends, into bad ventures. By 1842, he had to declare bankruptcy and was tied up with lawsuits. Sadly, this run of financial misfortune came at the same time as personal tragedy. In 1843, 4 of his youngest children, aged 1 to 9, died in a dysentery outbreak, and he'd lose 3 more children in the next decade, including 1 to a terrible kitchen accident. Yet amidst these financial and personal catastrophes, he was pushing forward in another area, that of abolition. He and his sons continued to smuggle people north as part of the Underground Railroad and used his business travels to establish a network of contacts among free blacks in the North. And in that work, he encountered a more militant brand of abolitionism that, preached by those who had actually been enslaved, did not consider violence to be contrary to the cause of emancipation. When he moved to Springfield, he joined a black Congregationalist church, embedding himself in the black community there. He hired black residents in his wool business and secretly met them before and after work to discuss freeing slaves. Not just through the Underground Railroad, mind you, but through direct liberation. He also saw lecturers like Sojourner Truth and Frederick Douglass, leading to a fateful meeting that would change Douglass's life. Whatever Douglass expected from the after-dinner conversation, this was not it. Brown told him that he was recruiting men to be an army of liberation, that he wanted to take a force of free black men down to the Appalachian Mountains and fight a guerrilla war against slavery, that he would raid for rifles and free slaves to join their ranks, much like the Haitian revolutionaries, because if black men seized their own freedom, the North would respect and support them, and they would gradually drive slavery further south. This talk alarmed Douglass. A force of armed slaves was the South's nightmare, and Douglass thought that they would marshal any force necessary to stamp it out. But the way that Brown spoke was electric. Though a white gentleman, Douglass said, he is in sympathy with the black man and as deeply interested in our cause, as though his own soul had been pierced with the iron of slavery. And though Douglass worked with William Lloyd Garrison, a proponent of nonviolent resistance against slavery, what Brown said made sense. Would these ruthless opponents really give up the chains of the slaveholder except by blood? While I continued to write and speak against slavery, Douglass later recalled, I became all the less hopeful for its peaceful abolition. My utterances became more and more tinged by the color of this man's strong impressions. And no wonder, for the national policies around slavery became even more nasty. The effort to prevent slavery's expansion had utterly failed. Texas joined the Union as a massive new slave state. Then the Mexican-American War added yet more territory that pro-slavery congressmen tried to organize into slave states, both to expand the institution and to get 2 more pro-slavery senators for each new state. And 9 southern states even held a convention threatening to secede if...
See, that's the thing that confuses me now, man. I'm so totally confused with this. I'm gonna have to do a lot of research to find out what, where, and when. Because it was a black man who started the actual lifetime owning of slaves in the United States, and it was a white man who seems to have done quite a bit to eliminate that. Have we been being lied to too much? Have we been being told the wrong histories? I mean, what's going on with that? It doesn't make no sense. Because the day I found out that a black man who took a white man to court in 16-something created the initial status of owning a slave for life. Not indentured servants, but owning a slave for life. And here we are almost 200 years later, where a white man by the name of John Brown had the big play part in what happened with the freeing of the slaves. This is crazy. This is crazy.
slavery were outlawed in the new territory. The arguments over this led to brawls and drawn pistols on the floor of Congress, and civil war was only averted with the Compromise of 1850. A complicated series of bills that admitted California as a free state to balance Texas and stipulate that the newly created Utah Territory and New Mexico Territory would only send non-voting members to Congress. This preserved the balance of power, which in the Senate was evenly split between the two factions, though due to the North's larger population, the House of Representatives had an anti-slavery majority. This all sounds familiar? But what truly inflamed the North was a bill passed as part of the compromise, known as the Fugitive Slave Act, allowing runaway slaves to be arrested in free states and returned to bondage, backed by nothing but oral testimony. It also compelled law enforcement in free states to enact and cooperate with these seizures, and anyone aiding or sheltering an escaped slave could be fined $1,000 and imprisoned 6 months. The act bolstered anti-slavery sentiment in the free states. Even Northerners that were lukewarm on the issue hated it, because this bill turned the issue of slavery, one that seemed like a far-off Southern problem, into one that impacted directly on their communities. It not only put a slave catcher on your street, but it made you become a slave catcher as well. Seriously, who did these slavers think they were? Most northern states refused to enforce it. In Wisconsin, it was declared unconstitutional, and in Massachusetts, Brown organized a militia known as the League of Gileadites, a mixed-race armed militia that swore to meet with force any attempt to enslave its residents. Due to the League, not a single person would be taken from Springfield. It was Brown's last act before he moved to North Elba, New York, a remote community high in the Adirondack Mountains that a millionaire had started as an experiment to show that former slaves could form a functioning community. Brown settled his family there to act as a mentor, using his surveying and farming skills to advise those that needed help. Visitors found him having dinner with his black neighbors, referring to them by their surnames and the term Mr. and Mrs. in a way that was simply not done then, even by abolitionists. Though he would not stay long, for crisis once again brewed, this time in Kansas. In 1854, a bill known as the Kansas-Nebraska Act took some of the unorganized territory gained in the Louisiana Purchase and formed the states of Nebraska and Kansas. But while these states were above the line set in the Missouri Compromise, and by that measure would make them free states, the bill instead put it up to a popular vote by residents. Nebraska was safely in free state territory right by Iowa, but Kansas sat just across the border from the slave state of Missouri, meaning that most of the settlers were Southern. Both sides saw the opportunity and poured settlers into Kansas for the express purpose of voting it in either as a slave state or a free state. In fact, 5 of Brown's sons moved there, starting an outpost known as Brown's Station. Yet the father himself, now 55, was too old to go. Plus, the 1,200 free state settlers were met by a tide of what would become known as border ruffians. These armed pro-slavery militias were an alliance between Missourians who had settled in Kansas and Missouri residents who surged across the border to illegally sway elections for governor and the state legislature. They voted fraudulently, stuffed ballot boxes, surrounded polling places with armed men, and threatened the lives of election officials. A later investigation found 62% of ballots were cast illegally, and in one area, ballots by non-residents outnumbered those of residents 30-1. The administration of President Franklin Pierce, himself pro-slavery, ratified the results anyway. Free state settlers were harassed, threatened, and intimidated in an attempt to get them to leave. Crossing Missouri on the way to Kansas, Brown's sons found that locals refused to sell them food due to their northern accents. The rigged pro-slavery legislature made it a crime to aid fugitive slaves, print abolitionist articles, or even speak against slavery. As a result of this, in 1855, Brown received a letter from his sons. They were in dire straits, surrounded by neighbors who threatened their lives. Now, they needed something even more than food. They needed guns. So John Brown loaded a wagon full of swords, knives, and repeating rifles donated by abolitionist churches and headed for Bleeding, Kansas. And a countdown to a massacre had begun. And while we'll have to wait until next week to talk about that infamous series of events, what we'll never have to do is wait long to eat something tasty thanks to Factor, who we very much appreciate their understanding that transitions from serious historical topics into delicious meals delivered right to your door can sometimes be tricky, but I think we nailed it. Now, if you've heard me talk about HelloFresh in the past, you know by now how much I love to cook. But the dark truth is that life often gets in the way of me finding time to make a meal from scratch. So then I start turning to alternatives, right? But frozen meals have too many preservatives and never taste good, and my bank account seems to strongly disagree with consistent takeout orders. Well, my solution for this quandary of the ages honestly has been Factor. They're an amazing ready-to-eat meal.
Well, we go on to the next part. One more part, a third part. The third part, y'all. We're going to play this third part. Well, this is freaking interesting. All right, here we go. Here we go. Ready?
1856. The Senate Chamber, Washington, D.C. Representative Preston Brooks walks into the hall, 2 other congressmen at his back, stopping by the desk of Senator Charles Sumner. 2 days before, Sumner had delivered a fiery speech called The Crime Against Kansas, excoriating his slaveholding colleagues, especially Senator Andrew Butler. Mr. Sumner, Brooks says, I have read your speech twice over carefully. It is libel in South Carolina, and Mr. Butler is a relative of mine. Sumner barely looks up before Brooks raises his gold-headed walking cane and brings it down on Sumner's head, again and again. Brooks's allies then pull weapons and prevent other senators from intervening. Trapped between his chair and desk, Sumner can't rise or defend himself. But finally, he extricates himself and staggers away, blinded by blood. Brooks follows, still beating Sumner with his now broken cane, even as he loses consciousness. Blood begins to pool on the Senate floor. Blood that will run as far as Kansas. Would you like to see the next episode of this series immediately after watching this one instead of having to wait a full week? Well, luckily with Nebula First, you totally can. Learn how after the episode. The caning of Charles Sumner was a symbolically crucial moment, one that demonstrated how polarized the nation had become over slavery. It was also the event that pushed John Brown over the edge. Brown arrived in Kansas in late 1855 to find his 5 sons living in crisis. They were sick, short on food, and living in tents within a small settlement they'd named Brown's Station. As quickly as he could, he nursed them back to health and knocked together a couple of log cabins to ride out the bitter winter that was just around the corner. But cold wasn't the only danger. Brown's Station and the nearby abolitionist settlement of Osawatomie, where Brown's in-laws lived, were surrounded by pro-slavery settlers determined to drive them out. These men had threatened Brown's sons and relatives, they'd passed written death threats to 2 men Brown knew, and beaten a local shopkeeper. In one particularly nasty incident, they'd cornered a young woman who'd been helping Brown's son Frederick make bullets for Free State militias and threatened to sexually assault her. And elsewhere in Kansas, threats had become very real. A pro-slavery man shot and killed his abolitionist neighbor, and then in the depths of that icy winter, a Free State man was hacked to death and his frozen body parts dumped on his own doorstep. Kansas was rapidly heading toward civil war, and Brown, seeing this, founded his own militia company, getting ready to fight if need be. Also, after the fraudulent elections of 1855, where pro-slavery militias had captured the state legislature, the Free State camp decided to hold their own elections and form their own government. So yeah, now there were 2 rival governments in Kansas, one pro-slavery and one Free State, both with armed militias. However, the Franklin Pierce administration, staunchly pro-slavery and happy to ignore the flagrant electoral cheating, considered the Free State rebels and allowed the new governor to appoint Missouri militia leaders as sheriffs. This essentially let the border ruffians, not only Missourians now, but mercenaries and volunteers from all over the South, harass Free Staters under the cover of law. In April of 1856, Sheriff Samuel Jones, a border ruffian leader, entered the abolitionist capital of Lawrence on a mission to arrest leaders of the Free State legislature. When he was eventually shot and driven out of town, he then convinced a grand jury to give him legal power to crush Lawrence, and he returned on May 21st with an army of 800 border ruffians. Now, a similar standoff the previous year had been de-escalated, but not this time. The border ruffians surrounded Lawrence, disarmed the residents, and sacked the town. They broke windows and destroyed a legislator's house. They smashed the presses of 2 abolitionist newspapers, and they attacked the largest, strongest building in town, the Free State Hotel, first with a cannon, then detonating gunpowder in the lobby, and when none of that worked, simply by burning it down. Though there were few casualties, the property devastation was considerable. And as luck would have it, John Brown heard about the sacking of Lawrence and the caning of Senator Sumner on the same day. He was furious. Now, to this point, the violence and threats in Kansas had been incredibly one-sided. Oh, but no more. If they wanted violence, he would give them violence. Enough that these border ruffians would think twice before threatening or attacking another Free Stater. Basically, they hecked around, and now they were going to find out. Brown handpicked a team from his militia company, consisting of his sons Owen, Solomon, Frederick, and Oliver, plus 2 men who'd also been threatened. They took along old U.S. Army broadswords with mercury-filled channels in the blades, so the liquid metal increased the force of the swing. Then they targeted the neighbors who'd harassed and threatened them. First, there was James Doyle and his 2 sons that we talked about in episode 1. They hacked all 3 men to death in their front yard. They did the same for another militiaman, and at a third cabin, they found nearly half a dozen men. Through questioning them, they found only one who was in fact a border ruffian and killed him as well. It was the start of John Brown's war on slavery. As far as he was concerned, it was ridiculous to consider the killing of a few oppressors too high a price, given the millions of Black Americans who were abused, beaten, raped, and murdered due to the practice of slavery.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
But gut check time. If you're feeling a little queasy about this, that makes sense, because while Brown's logic about liberation might be sound, this kind of violence always triggers reprisals and escalation. Brown's actions, called the Potawatomi Massacre, was the starting gun for the factions to go at it. In the next 4 years, at least 56 political killings occurred during what came to be called Bleeding Kansas, and it would culminate in an incident where border ruffians lined 11 unarmed Free Staters up at the edge of a ravine and shot them execution style. But that was the future. Right now in this historical tale, both militias and U.S. Army troops hunted Brown. One militia burned Brown's station and arrested 2 of Brown's sons who had nothing to do with the killings, even torturing John Jr. Brown responded by rallying the 13 men of his militia company and attacking the 55-strong border ruffian encampment, besieging their circled wagons in the Battle of Blackjack and taking 23 prisoners. By now, both sides were trading attacks, stealing livestock, and destroying crops. And on August 30th, a group of over 250 border ruffians came for Brown at Osawatomie. The only Brown they found was Frederick. One of Brown's favorite sons, Frederick struggled with mental illness, and his father had always tried to both include him in the family's struggle while also protecting him. At Potawatomi, he served as a lookout, not a killer, and he'd been kept away from the fighting at Blackjack. A scout found him walking down the town's main street and shot him through the heart. Brown's militia went into action, trying to defend the town against the force 5 to 10 times their number equipped with cannons, but it was truly no use. He withdrew and watched them burn the town to the ground. It was a deep and personal loss, but Brown's bravery at Osawatomie and his growing reputation as a guerrilla leader had begun to turn him into a sort of folk hero. The citizens of Lawrence cheered him when he next entered the town. Northern newspapers, whose reporters he'd cultivated, lauded him, while Southern presses called him a murderer and fumed that he had not yet been caught. He was increasingly becoming known to friend and foe alike, simply as Old Brown. Oh, and his enemies in Kansas feared him. There was a real sense that if any pro-slavery man decided to pick up a weapon, Old Brown might come for them in the night. And as the violence escalated, backfiring on the Pierce administration, the government increasingly changed its policies to try to curb the bloodshed, even at the cost of Kansas becoming a free state. But by then, Brown was no longer in Kansas. Rather, he was in Boston and New York, meeting with the wealthy benefactors who had bought weapons for the Free Staters. He was a celebrity there, the one man who'd finally stood up to Southern violence when other abolitionists had offered only petitions, letters, and newspaper editorials. And what Brown wanted now was simple: more money and more guns. He met opposition. In one meeting, he went head-to-head with William Lloyd Garrison, the Liberator editor and advocate for nonviolent abolitionism. Brown went hard at Garrison for his ideas of gradual emancipation. I mean, could enslaved people wait while they were whipped, their families sold, and their wives and daughters subject to assault? Brown got his rifles, including funding from a more radical group of benefactors who called themselves the Secret Six, who were willing to back him for more than keeping up the struggle in Kansas, which was good, because Brown was done running guns to Kansas. Indeed, he was assembling a strike team to hit a new target, the Federal Armory at Harper's Ferry, Virginia. John Brown was about to take his war for liberation to the heart of the South. And if you can't wait to hear all about what happened next, you're actually in luck, because if you're a Nebula subscriber, you can go watch the next episode of our John Brown series this very minute, because it's live over there right now. So I'm
Thank you, Charles. That was actually pretty interesting. I never knew that quite like that. I didn't know that system worked like that. But yeah, that was very, very interesting. So that was pretty neat. All right, brother. I'm fixing to cut off anyways. I've been on for about 5 hours. So I'm going to give it up for the rest of the day. Get ready to pack for tomorrow. Thank you, everybody who came out today. Charles, appreciate you very much. You tripped me out today, homie. That was some good shit today. Ryan, if you're out there, brother, I still see you. Hello. Patty, thank you for stopping by. 12th man, thank you for stopping by. Untrackable, thank you for stopping by on the panel, y'all. It was a great show. Bob, thank you for stopping by in the chat. Who else was in the chat? Black Bear, where you at? Where you been missing at, man? We know you ain't American no more, but you know, we'll still allow you in the club, dog. We'll still allow you in the club. It's okay. Let's see who else was here. John, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. One day this list is going to be too big. I won't be able to say it all. Right now, I just got to scroll through our text messages and see what's going on. But yeah, man. I want to thank everybody for stopping by today. Ink was here too. Let's see who else. Yeah, thank y'all. Patty. I think I said Patty. Patty Pendergrass. Miss Nazes. Hello. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by. If y'all got a chance, next time Gospel of Bob is on, stop by over there. Like, share, subscribe. But as for now, you know what time it is. It's music time.
You left your stare on me like a blade in silk. Now my name tastes wrong on your painted lips. Rain on the windshield, your shadow in my room. I know that look too well. You came to pull me through. Your heels hit slow down the hall. I should walk away, but I don't at all. You say my face like a prayer and a threat, then your fingers trace what I can't forget. Tell me why you come when the sky turns black, why your voice gets low when you want me back. I can hear that pull in the way you breathe, like a locked up door that only wants to bleed. Ojos en la puerta, I feel you near. Ojos en la puerta, pull me right here. Don't say my name if you're gonna leave. Ojos en la puerta, stay here with me. Ojos en la puerta, burn in the rain. Ojos en la puerta, all of my pain. If this is wrong, then let it be. Ojos en la puerta, stay here with me. Your kiss came quiet like a storm at sea, soft enough to hold me, sharp enough to keep. I caught your scent on my collar that night. A little bit of heaven, a little bit of light. You move like trouble with the velvet grin. Every little warning let you in. Now the moon on your neck looks like a bruise, and I keep on choosing what I'm bound to lose. Tell me why you come when the sky turns black, why your voice gets low when you want me back. I can hear that pull in the way you breathe, like a locked up door that only wants to bleed. Ojos en la puerta, I feel you